Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Every day I'm hustling, 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 hustling. Every day I'm hustling.
Hey, all I see is numbers.
Hey, Daddy, this is dollar beat.
BoxingVoice.com.
No matter what nobody say, man. Spirit, can't nobody fuck with me, man. You know, I can't be fucked with, you know.
Dollar D Beyonce Productions.
Whether you pay to see me win, or you pay to see me lose, you're gonna pay. Fuck it, the kids still gotta eat. I don't have to watch, you know, any footage of a fighter. I mean, because I'm Floyd Mayweather, everybody gotta watch me. I knew eventually I was gonna have to fight Oscar. I feel like he was straight up and down, no special effects.
BoxingVoice.com.
How can Canelo have the biggest deal? Your deal is for $300 million, and I made $350 million just in one fight. And you're fighting on the app.
BoxingVoice.com.
I'm a king, okay? I eat a feast. Every time I eat a feast. And when I get up from the table, I don't give a fuck who get the leftovers. At the end of the day, follow my green print.
Dollar D Beyonce Productions.
BoxingVoice.com.
What up, what up, what up, what up? Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the second edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. Today, April 13th, it is 7:56 Eastern, and it's going down today, ladies and gents, because it looks like we should be having Robert Garcia, world-renowned trainer, on the show in maybe 15 to 20 minutes. He told me 30 minutes whenever he told me that. However many minutes ago that was. Me and Morehouse. Whose house is it? Moore's house is back in the building. Fresh off work, ready to rock and roll. Talk to me, Dave. What's up, brother? How's your day going, man?
Man, my day's going great, Nash. What up, everybody out there in TBV fam? I miss y'all. Haven't seen y'all in a couple minutes, but I'm back and I'm ready to roll. We got what? Robert Garcia?
Robert,
you surprising
Garcia.
Me, man.
Yeah, you ain't know about that.
That's my crew, man. That's my crew out there.
I figured if we gonna talk Jaron Ennis, how can we not talk to Robert Garcia, who trains Virgil Ortiz, who everybody wants to see versus Ennis? So I said, let me get Robert on. And I snuck it up on you. We were sitting here talking in the green room. You knew nothing about it.
I did. It's a surprise to me, man. I'm kind of getting excited, man. I'm getting excited. Get a little nervous. I might have to jump off, but I'm just playing. Virgil Ortiz and Ennis, man, that'll be a dope fight, especially after the performance Ennis just put in against Lipinets. And I was out here saying it was gonna be a tough fight. It was gonna be a tough fight for him, and Ennis just made it look easy, made it look smooth. He was, everything just gelled, man. It was crazy.
Yeah, he looked fantastic. You know, he took some shots, but you know, I don't know that those were anything to worry about or call home, you know, about, because it's like he rolled with a lot of those shots. But for anybody just tuning in, we're gonna be talking Jaron Ennis and his viewership. Was it enough to get Terence Crawford and Errol Spence to make a fight with him? Ennis-Lipinets averaged 187,000 viewers on Showtime's telecast, and it peaked around 206,000. Now, more viewers watched Jaron Ennis's performance because these numbers are Nielsen's Media Research, which were released on Tuesday of Showtime's telecast of Ennis's 6-round knockout of Sergey Lipinets, which attracted an average audience of 187,000 viewers. But this number it doesn't include, you know, streams or, you know, Viacom and CBS, the parent company of Showtime, and of course Boxing Scene, who was bought out by CBS. But those numbers aren't released and I mean streaming numbers. So now to put that into, perspective, Wilder and Fury sold around 800 and some change on regular pay-per-view, and then another 400 on digital pay-per-view. What's digital? Same thing as streaming. It's you buying it on your app, you're buying it on your Android TV, you're buying it on your Apple TV. Those are digital pay-per-views. You're buying it on a .com or watching it on a .com. Since we're talking, Sergey, maybe you went to Showtime.com. Maybe you went to Showtime Anytime app. Maybe you went to the Showtime app. Maybe there's another way to watch it that I don't know. That's another sort of URL. But the terrestrial television numbers, which are regular TV, Dave, like television in your wall that you're watching plugged into broadband cable or satellite or a regular antenna. Well, you can't get antenna on Showtime because you got to have some fucking sort of $10 cable provider for Showtime. So, we're talking about cable and 187,000. It peaked at around 191 with maybe 206. Is this enough to get Crawford and Errol's attention, do you think?
Well, I don't think the viewership, the numbers that were produced, because, let's be honest, it doesn't, jump out. It doesn't jump out at you, but I think the performance does.
Absolutely.
I think the performance gives Errol Spence and Terence Crawford something to look at. I don't think it's going to be the next fight for either one of them two, because I think we got Spence and Ugas, and Terence Crawford was still waiting on an announcement with him. Let's be real, we don't know what's going on with him, but I don't think the numbers exactly portray, not portray, but would get Crawford and Spence to be like, oh, watch out for Ennis. But I think the performance did. But not only that, Ness, I'd like to say that even though we had a little bit less than 200,000 watching this fight in live time, I think the highlights and the knockout, and I think that is gonna, propel Ennis to the next level. I don't think the actual 180 or the 190, but everything else after that followed, the YouTube, the Twitter, the Instagram, the social media, you know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm at with it. I don't think the viewership will be like, oh, we can make a bunch of money with Ennis, but I think the performance, and man, it was great to see, and I'm glad he got that spotlight on him, and he showed out in a big way, man. I love to see it.
Definitely, and I'm with you. I believe that the performance and the clips, the highlights will get 20, maybe 50 times the amount of viewership. Everybody reposting it, everybody talking about it, all the athletes that will be having it on their forms of social media. I think that's what's gonna push it over the top. Now, obviously, that's probably nothing that Crawford and Earl will be worried about, because they won't know about that, right? They won't know. They're not out here looking at what's popping on whose Instagram and things like that, and who's posting what. Those dudes are, doing their thing. But it's a step in the right direction, right? Even if these numbers aren't going to get the attention of the, bigger named welterweights, I think what these numbers do is start to kind of build a path towards those guys, making it easier, because now people are watching, right? These numbers, according to the article on BoxingScene.com, these numbers here have more, they've increased, compared to, Doomy's here. Hey, Doomy, what up?
You, what up, champ?
What happened? No, but remember before the fight, Ness, I said that the 147-pound division needs a little bit new blood, needs a new shot of energy, needs a new face. And I believe that with that performance by Ennis, I mean, after that, how can you deny it? Lipinets in the hardcore family, and maybe even some casuals know Lipinets. You know what I'm saying? So I think this is a good push for Ennis, and
Yo, Dave.
it's only good for the 147-pound division.
Dave, what's going on, champ?
How you been, man? You
Are
looking
you?
good.
I mean, look, I'm running. You know, I'm doing the Morehouse right now, getting activated.
There you go.
And I'm just wondering why you're recanting now, dog. I thought we were supposed to. I mean, we were talking about that it might not be enough for him to see one of these top guys. What made you change your mind? I know I'm just coming on, but you know, I was like, dang.
Well, before you jumped on me and Ness were talking about it, that I was surprised. I thought this was going to be a lot tougher fight.
All right.
I thought this was going to be a lot tougher fight for Ennis. I thought that maybe it would go the distance, maybe it'd be a grueling fight, one of them type of fights.
Mm-hmm.
But he surprised me. He stepped up when he was on that main stage when the bright lights were on him, when he was headlining. And, man, he did a heck of a job. And after that performance, 6-round knockout? Dropped him a couple times. I mean, how can you deny him now? I mean, I thought, like, when I made that statement a couple shows ago, I was under the impression that it was going to be a tough fight, a grueling fight for Boots Ennis. But
so, I mean, look,
you're wrong, man.
I get what you're saying. The number itself doesn't sound sexy, right? But if we put things into perspective, let's talk about the top rank card. Who main evented that? Joe Smith and a dude I never heard of, Vasilov, or like one of our callers called them Blastoff, right? Is that Robert? I think we got Robert. Was that him?
Champ.
Yes. Roberto.
No, this is Cornell.
Huh? Robert, you there?
I'm here. This is Cornell.
No, I know you're there, but unless
I saw our guest jump on. I don't know who that guest might be.
They just got to turn the camera on. I think they're just setting it up. We'll see if that gets working. Hopefully that's Robert.
I'm trying, man. I'm having a hard time.
Oh, I hear you though.
Huh?
I hear you.
Yeah, but I don't know how to. It's gonna work so you guys can see me.
Yeah, you just got to hit the camera on the screen.
Sounds like he's in the gym as always.
He
In the gym as always.
He is in the gym. He definitely told me that.
I'm gonna go jump in my car right now.
Perfect.
I can't.
Hey, Ness, while he getting it together, I just want to thank you for letting me come on here on a boxing voice. A guy by the name of Luis Diaz from Oklahoma just contacted me. We just did a little Zoom training. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to build him up and make him get in the border wars. I'm letting you know now.
Beautiful. So for anyone that just joined us, we're live with Robert Garcia, world-renowned trainer of Virgil Ortiz, Jose Ramirez, Mikey Garcia. Oh, my God, the list goes on and on. Franco. Who else? Oh, my God, you got so many. Espino, look at that. He's got so many. But he's trying to get the camera situated, and he's going to take a walk to the car to give us a little bit of... I know. If Ellie's in the gym, I'm sure he can show you how to use some Skype.
Right?
We haven't seen Ellie in a couple of weeks, so I don't know.
Don't let me come replace him. I'll move into the ring. I'll move into Riverside, man. I'm telling you.
I saw Michelle over there trying to replace him.
Oh,
I saw Michelle over there trying to replace him.
My gym's still open for everybody, but I'm trying to get this thing going, man. I really don't know how to.
Let me see if I can send the link to myself and see how that works.
I could see you guys. That's it. I could see you guys, but
yeah, because you have to turn your own camera on in order for us to see you. But let me see something here. Let me see how that looks. I think you did it there, right? No. All right. Let me see.
Oh.
Robert, the people want to see you, my man. The people want to see you. Got people waiting to talk to you, man.
I don't know how to work this shit, bro, but I'm not too good at this.
All right, so the camera's definitely at the bottom, Robert. There's a little mic, and next to the mic on the left is a camera. You just gotta press it.
Yeah. I keep pressing it over and over. Just.
You must got. It's that Android you got, man. You've been having that Android for like 10 years too. Yeah, I turned mine's on I turned mine's on here, and you definitely just have to turn it. But I mean, yeah, click it and it'll turn blue. Hey man, don't worry about it, Robert. Oh damn, he left. Oh, okay, he's back. If you want, we could just do it that way, man. Maybe maybe those Androids, you might have to, I don't know, put permission. Maybe you want to hang up and try again, though.
Hey, well, you guys want? If that's okay with you, I could do that.
Yeah, I'm here, bro. I'll be here waiting on you. Don't worry about it.
Try.
All right.
Man, that'd be a good fight, though, Ness. That'd be a good fight, though.
What'd be a good fight?
Ortiz and Ennis.
Yeah, those are young guns.
Exciting.
Going head up. That's a tough one right there to be putting, your investment in with another tough guy. I mean, these guys would probably be looking at each other the same way. It's like, it's a risk. It's a risk. And we don't see it too often nowadays.
Yo.
All right, Robert. I mean, look, I don't know.
Win, though, you propel yourself.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, if these guys were to fight, whoever wins claims the throne for the next up.
Robert, let's just do it like that. Audio only. It's all good.
He laughed. What's going on, fellas? He laughed. The great Robert Garcia's left, but he'll be back. Don't worry, fellas.
All right.
Yeah, man.
What's going on, y'all? What's up?
What up?
Working hard in the background, trying to make Border Wars 11 the best it's ever been.
I seen you scheduled Shawn Mission Impossible Jones for Monday at 5 o'clock for Unguarded.
I got a lot of other things cooking. I just don't have enough time to put them all in, brother. Robert, I think, has joined us back. Trying to figure it out.
You guys hear me?
I hear you.
Clearly.
Clear, nice and clear. Let's just do audio, Robert. It's all good. Next time, we'll figure it out. But how have you been?
I've been good, bro. Just let me see, trying to figure this thing out, man. This just sucks.
Robert's the truth, man.
Oh man.
I got a question for Robert.
Okay, tell me.
Why is it that the style that you guys have and the technique that you guys have give a lot of guys from Ohio problems? I'm from Ohio.
From Ohio,
so I want to know why, so I can fix it for myself.
Can I smoke on your show?
Hell yeah.
Yes, you can.
Of course you can, champ.
Robert, when you started smoking, man, we got to smoke together. I'm going to put that in my book, that we had a beer together. That I was so confident about, bro, that we had beers together. I didn't know you smoked. We got to definitely smoke together now.
Of course.
Oh, that's amazing. Yo, actually, I got to smoke with, like, Bill Haney, Devin Haney's dad. He smokes too, so. But, Robert, man, I wanted to get you on. I'm hoping that you watch the young Jaron Ennis, because ever since he fought this Saturday, all people can talk about is how that matchup would be between he and your up-and-coming, on the brink of title shot contention, Virgil Ortiz, man. So watching that fight, what did you think?
I think that kid is the real deal, man. I still had a few questions in his previous fights because of the opponents or whatever it is, but this Saturday he convinced me that he's the real deal. That kid is going to be he already is a threat to anybody in the welterweight division.
Now, who do you think, what sort of level of opponent does he get after this statement that he made? Because obviously your brother Mikey Garcia faced and defeated Sergey Lipinets, but did not stop him, and Castillo Clayton in my opinion, beat Lipinets, but ended up with a draw, so evidently didn't do enough. But you know, obviously Jaron stopped him in emphatic fashion at that.
Look, we don't want to say Lipinets was already maybe a fighter that was already done, because he had never really taken beatings. You know, he lost to Mikey and, you know, got hit a lot, but still he went all 12 rounds with Mikey, and Mikey still says that guy was the hardest fighter he's ever fought, at least the strongest and more powerful guy. Lipinets has been Mikey's toughest guy. That's what Mikey says. So one fight, you know, then he fights, and a lot of people, thought he might have lost the fight, but that's still we still can't deny that credit that Ennis did. You know, what he did was unbelievable. You know, Lipinets is, you know, it was a great test, his first big test, and he passed it. You know, with an A+. You know, he did great. I think he showed that he's up there to compete against any top welterweight.
Robert, we got a question here from the people, from Chauncey Pearls, who says, "Saludo from Oxnard. Trying to get in shape again and finally compete in the Boxing Voices Border Wars. Any chance I can pull up to your gym and get some work to prep for these dudes? Next time you are in town, toppers on me."
Yeah, you guys don't know about toppers. Toppers is the best picks in the world, honestly.
I'm gonna have to try that. Is it only in Riverside?
No, it's in Oxnard. It's in Oxnard. You know, every time we take a drive to Oxnard, because we still have a lot of family, you know, in Oxnard. So that's a must. Toppers Pizza. Whenever you guys are around Southern California, you guys got to drive to Oxnard and try that pizza there, because honestly, it is the best in the world. But you know, my gym, you know, I'm always open. You know, I never close doors on nobody. So anybody that wants to get a good workout, they're welcome in my gym.
Thank you. Duly noted, Robert. Thank you for that one. When I'm in Southern California, definitely go to Toppers.
Yo, that's amazing that you allow, you know, being as famous as you are and obviously as busy, that you still allow walk-ins. That's pretty dope. Say again?
Every day, no problem. Not at all.
That's official. So Robert, you know, we both been, I mean, obviously you've been doing this way longer and a former world champion and now a renowned trainer, but is there, with the experience you got in this game, what can you tell us? How soon can we get a Virgil Ortiz and a Jaron Ennis in the ring, realistically? Is that something that you see happening?
Well, I think promoters, you know, Golden Boy Promotion, ourselves, you know, being part of Virgil, his father, Rick Morrigan, the manager, and on the other side, you know, Cameron Duncan, who's the one promoting this kid. I don't think it's even a good idea to do it anytime soon. Both are 23. Both have their whole careers ahead of them. I think this is a fight that could be built up for 3-4 years from now, and there's, you know, and they'll still be very young at 26. So there's no need to rush this fight now. You know, it would definitely be a great big fight, but where both kids, I think the way their careers are going, why not wait for the fight to be worth, you know, triple what they could make right now? That's just my opinion. And you know, I'm still in touch with Cameron Duncan, and we've already talked about it. Why would we even plan on doing something now when 3 years from now this fight could be 3 or 4 times worth more than what they could make right now?
I have to agree with that, because if them two fight right now, that's gonna take years off your career. Like that's a hard fight for both of them.
It is, and right now, I think there's still so many big names out there for both of them. Virgil Ortiz, there's so many top welterweights that he could be facing, and Ennis could be doing the same thing. And eventually, one day, they could both become world champions and fight against each other. I think it could be just a huge fight. So right now, both 23, we gotta take it easy with both.
Now, let me ask you, who makes that decision ultimately? Is it the fighter? Is it Rick? And how do you pronounce his last name? Merigian?
Merigian.
Is it Rick Merigian? Is it Oscar? Is it Eric Gomez? Or yourself as the trainer? Are you trainer manager as well? Do you advise, or just?
No. Obviously we've advised, and we try to do as good as we can. But that's why we were able to bring in Rick Merigian to do the business side of it, because even though I know the business very well, I think Rick has done a great job with the fighters that he's managed. So that's it would be something between the promoters, obviously, but I think the final decision, it comes to us, the team, the fighter, the trainers, the his father, who is part of the training camp, so we are better off waiting a little bit longer. When it comes to business, the promoters might think, well, right now we could already make a lot of money and cash out, make a lot of cash, win or lose, they're both gonna make a lot of money. But I think the best thing for us to do is wait.
Definitely. So the reason I'm asking, and I'm kind of prepping you for this, because it sounds like you believe in Rick. Obviously, what he's done with Jose Ramirez. Now he just got a great big deal with MTK Global. He even didn't sign Joseph Diaz Jr. So I'm saying all that to say Rick is on his social media, and I'm going to screen share and read it out for you. He says, I'll bet Oscar De La Hoya his entire purse to someone like it's Dave, whoever that is, that Oscar gets when he gets from his fight soon on that Thriller, that Virgil stops Jaron Ennis. And if Oscar made that much, then I will call Dazn and get in advance on what Ortiz should make very soon, and then sell a kidney or call Eddie or Bob for the rest. We can double it. Eddie and Bob, don't be greedy for this loan. And this is a sure thing. Ortiz by KO, by Boots. So he seems very adamant that Virgil can do it now, and that the money is there now, that he's like, look, Dazn will put up the money. Eddie and Bob could get the money together. Someone better get this money. Or do you think he's just building it?
Well, you know what? Knowing Rick, that's the way Rick is, and he'll say what he feels is right for himself. But when it comes to the whole team, that's him speaking, not us. When it comes to the whole team, me personally, being in the business for so long, seeing what has happened with other fighters, one in particular where my father was part of it with Fernando Vargas. I think when he faced Trinidad, I think he could have, if they would have waited a few years later, a few years longer, I think Fernando's career would have been much better. But at that time, it was a huge purse for Fernando. I don't think that kind of money is around for a fight with Virgil and Ennis right now. One day, I think 3-4 years from now, it will. But right now, I don't think so. This kid's, we could probably get a couple $1 million, but I want to wait for the fight to be worth $10 million and not a couple. So I think it's a smart thing to do, is just wait and build it up. I know Cameron Duncan is the same way. Cameron Duncan is a very smart man, and he'll do what's right and make the right decision. And so will us. We're not gonna just go in there because there's a lot of money. I know there's a lot more in the near future.
And Robert, how you doing, man? It's Alex here with you, brother. Thank you for coming on. I wanted to ask, do you see Virgil Ortiz and Jaron Ennis, for that matter, getting an opportunity, getting an opportunity to fight each other once one of them maybe holds a belt or knocks off one of the old champions, quote unquote, like Errol or Terence or any of the guys with the belt?
I think those, one of those guys, Ennis or Virgil becoming champions and beating one of those guys, because those are the champions, then that's when that's when they become bigger names, bigger stars, and that's when more money starts coming in. I think I think the fight is going to happen. I think the fight definitely will happen. I don't want to say it's it's going to be soon, because I'd rather wait a little bit longer. But the fight will happen. It would be a huge fight, and I really believe styles make fights, and Virgil style will be a threat to anybody.
Both fighters, are a threat in my opinion, man.
I agree.
When do you think that? How should I just maybe rephrase it and say it like this? How far away do you think Virgil and for that matter also Jaron Ennis is from a championship fight? I mean, we're getting a kind of energy that they might not get these champions in their next fight. But what do you see? How do you see the layout?
Well, I don't think we will get any title fight anytime soon, because Golden Boy Promotions doesn't have any of the champions right now. Most of the champions titles are with PBC. One is with Top Rank. Unless Top Rank can convince Golden Boy and Crawford to agree to a fight, because they have worked together in many title fights, that would be a possibility. But even against Crawford, Crawford might have other plans for bigger fights. There's talk about him maybe fighting Pacquiao, so obviously he's gonna go that direction, and I don't blame him. I don't even think it's any rush or any hurry for me to go out and fight for any champions with Virgil. Virgil's 23. We could have another 2 years of just building them, fighting decent names. And by the time he's 25, he'll be ready for anybody.
And stylistically, right? Let me just finish this one off, Francis. Stylistically, out of all the champions at the 147-pound division, what style is a problem for Jaron Ennis, in your opinion?
Well, look, I think Crawford is a great fighter. So is Errol Spence. So is Manny Pacquiao. Those guys are unbelievable athletes, and they're always in shape. They're always, very talented, very fast, very powerful. So all three could be a threat for a young fighter like that, with not that much experience. But do they have what it takes? I think Ennis and Virgil, they both have what it takes to beat any of the champions right now. But it's also a very dangerous fight for either of them. Those champions are the real deal. It's not like we're talking about, there's champions sometimes that might have fought for a vacant title, or maybe, they just found a way to bring an opponent so they could become champions, because we've seen that happen before in other divisions. But right now, those champions are unbelievable. It's going to be very hard to beat them. But I think those two young fighters have the skills and the talent to beat them, maybe 2-3 fights from now. But we're going to see how we can even make those fights. It's not going to be easy.
So it's more of a business reason, right?
I think so too. Yes, I agree.
It's more of a business reason. Francis, sorry, Francis. Go ahead, brother.
Wait, Francis. Before you go, I'm sorry. I got Boston Jared that says, why not have them fight multiple times like the old times? No, excuse me, like the all-time greats. Each fight would be bigger than the last. So he does have a point, Robert, similar to Pacquiao Eric Morales, or Pacquiao Marquez, or Rafael Marquez and Israel Vasquez. Like, those dudes fought a lot. And they started young, and they made a name for them. They made a name for themselves based off themselves.
So see, that's why there's no rush. We've seen all this world champions have all those fights in their record before they even become champions. All the greats have become superstars and have had their best fights in their careers past 30 years, past their 30 years. So at 23, that's what I'm saying. I think we still have a few years before we can even think about fights like that. These kids have a great future. Ennis is a great fighter, you know. So is Virgil. So I think it's a smart thing to just continue fighting. They're already doing really good. They're doing very well when it comes to their purses and everything. So, you know, why even, you know, rush it? You know, there's no rush for that.
And we got another one from LJ Juarez that says, 2 things. Troy, this is me from Oklahoma, but mostly for Robert Garcia. I'm a huge fan. I'm a supporter of your brother. I was at the fight versus EJ in 2019. También a tu papá lo admiro mucho. So,
Cool.
some love from LJ Juarez. Go ahead, Francis.
Hey, how you doing, Robert? This is Francis from Canada. I just wanted to ask you a question about Virgil Ortiz's last performance. Now, kind of segued, we've been talking about, you know, the step up, you know, who's next and whatnot. Based on Virgil getting these stoppages in these fights, how close was he to following the game plan against Maurice Hooker? And what are the steps that he's making, steadily improving from your standpoint, being the trainer?
You know, the kid is first of all, he's very, very dedicated. He's probably, you know, I have a lot of hardworking guys, but I think he's the hardest working person in my gym. And you know, he listens to everything he's told. His father is with him 24/7. You know, I'm in the gym. You know, he follows instructions, and he was doing it. You know, exactly what he was told to do. We already knew coming into the fight that it was going to be an easy fight, and I don't know if you guys learned about it, but 2 weeks before the fight, the kid had COVID, and he was out of the gym for 2 weeks without sparring. So he only sparred for 2 weeks before the fight. So he wasn't in the best shape of his life either. You know, he wasn't in great shape for 2 weeks during training camp. He couldn't even step in the gym because he was positive with COVID. So we were very close to canceling the fight because it was very risky. You know, we knew Hooker wasn't going to be an ACA fighter, but you know, when he got better, we brought him into the gym, and he started, you know, the last 2 weeks of sparring, he was doing good. Not the best camp he's had, you know, probably one of the worst camps he's had, and he still had a good performance. So I think I don't think you guys seen the best of Virgil yet, at least not in this last fight.
And Mr. Garcia, I wanted to piggyback off of that by saying that's kind of the reason why I asked the question. That's before you go to the people. This reason why I asked the question, because it seemed like at some points in the fight he gassed a little bit, but not enough to, you know, for it to be significant, because he got young legs. He's 23, so, you know, I mean, he should be able to overcome that. So now I understand where that all comes from, where he was out the gym for a little bit, and given that, the performance might have been even better, is what you're saying.
Well, yeah, you know, we've seen other, you know, we've had, you know, COVID before, and yes, you do get tired easier, you know, but this kid has such a tremendous heart that he won't give up, or he won't give up on something, you know, that happened to him. You know, sometimes he could even have a hand injured or something, and he won't show it. This kid's not going to show it. So yes, you know, it did affect him, but he tried his best not to show it, and he was able to, you know, perform the way he did. I'm telling you, you know, it was one of his worst training camps ever, because he didn't spar, he didn't train for 2 weeks right before the fight, you know. So it wasn't easy for him, but he just has a tremendous heart and dedication that he was not going to give up.
Robert.
Hey, Robert.
Go ahead, Morris.
Yeah, hey, Robert. First off, I want to say thanks for coming on the Boxing Voice, and also condolences to your family and the recent loss of your mother. It was sad news for everybody in the boxing world, but I want to ask you, with Virgil Ortiz being so young, what'd you say, 23, 24?
23.
And he's already at this peak level. He's already at this top-notch level without jumping up to that next step and fighting that top competition. Like, where do we go with him? You know, like, what are some opponents that you could see in the future for him?
Well, as of right now, you know, they had already mentioned Kavaliauskas for us. Now that Kavaliauskas is I think released by Top Rank, a free agent. That's a possibility. I truly wouldn't even want that fight to happen because I used to train Cain Velasquez, and
Right.
he's a great friend of mine. His trainer, Marco Contreras, we're still partners. We still help each other out whenever we need it. So I wouldn't want to go in there against them, but it's also a fight that's important for Cain Velasquez. I can't, that might be a very, very good payday for him. It could be a good opportunity. So he might actually want that fight, even though we both respect each other so much, and I wouldn't want to see. I wouldn't want to be in the opposite corner. I think it's a very possibility that we end up fighting him. Danny Garcia's, Broners. There's a lot of big names out there, but those are with PBC, so it's going to be a lot harder for us to get those type of fights.
Can you please tell the people how good Igis Kavalauskas really is? Because people, when he fought Terence, they feel like that people didn't know who he was, and I know he used to train out of your gym, and he sparred Mikey for Lipinets. Could you please tell the people how good my man, the Mean Machine, really is?
Mean Machine is a great fighter, man. He's very two-time Olympian, so much experience. He's got unbelievable power. Even though they didn't count it, I think his knockdown. He dropped Terence Crawford, even though the knockdown wasn't really ruled as a knockdown. I think it should have been a knockdown, but he's a powerful man. And I'm telling you, that's the reason I wouldn't want to go against him, because I know him so well enough, and I love him as a person because he's a great person. But it's also a business, and if he's gonna get a huge payday, so why would I want to stop him from that happening? I wouldn't do that either. But he's a very talented man. Very dedicated, very strong physically. He's a very, very strong person.
For the people, yo.
Yes. Let me get to these. Robert, thank you for giving us the time. We're going to go to Jab Left Hook that says, Hola, Roberto García, por tu trabajo y siempre es un profesional. Saludos aquí en California. All right.
Okay.
Muchas gracias.
Pucha, Ness, está bien forzado ese español, loco. ¿Qué pedo?
David Maldonado, go ahead, jump in. I sent you the link. He says, what's up, champ? Being that your father trained Fernando Vargas to fight Tito, and personally, I feel Fernando was ready because he already beat Ike Corte and Winky Wright going into the Tito fight. So you know how dangerous Tito was, being that he put Vargas away in brutal fashion. And Vargas was no joke. With that said, how does prime Tito Trinidad do against these guys from 147 to 154? I'm talking about Spence, Bud, Danny, Porter, Thurman, and Little Charlo being Jermell Charlo. Me, personally, I think only Bud beats him, being Tito, because Tito has issues with slick defensive boxers. Everyone else, to me, would be meat loaf to the pride of Puerto Rico. What do you think?
I agree. I think Trinidad would beat.
Check your mic, Robert. You sound far or like out of a soda can. I don't know what happened.
Are you covering the mic by any chance?
Maybe your hands are covering the mic?
Am I good?
Nope.
Sound like a two-way radio right now.
Yeah. You went. Maybe your Bluetooth is dying.
No, I don't know. I don't think so. You guys hear me?
We hear you, but the audio just totally changed somehow. Maybe it's the internet. But right, don't worry about it. Go ahead, answer the question.
I think Trinidad will probably beat most of the welterweights right now. Trinidad was the real deal, man. Trinidad, I think at welterweight, obviously then he moved to super welterweight also, but I think he's probably one of the most dangerous welterweights out there. I think the welterweights of the past in the 80s and 90s would beat all all the top welterweights right now.
We can see you now, Robert. I don't know what's going on.
You're here. You're
here. We can see you. We can see you.
Hey, Robert, what's up?
Oh, he got the MTK Global hat. Okay.
Repping.
All right. So go ahead with Victor Manuelos.
All right, Victor Manuelos says, if Canelo Alvarez and Gilberto Roman were exactly the same size, who would win that fight?
Gilberto Roman. Who's Gilberto Roman? Did he mean Chocolatico?
Yeah, I think it's it. I mean, I don't know if his first name is
No, because Chocolatito's first name is Roman Gonzalez.
Yeah.
I don't know who's Gilberto
I think
Roman.
he meant Gilberto. So I think he meant Zurdo, man.
Maybe he's saying Zurdo Ramirez.
Yeah, that's what he meant.
No. Gilberto Roman is a Mexican boxer, super flyweight division, and he's a member of the 1980 Mexican Olympic team. He's I guess.
Okay, if he's talking about Gilberto Roman, one of my Mexican favorite fighters of all time. I honestly, a lot of people don't even know about him.
Robert, I don't want to be the jerk. But I want the people to hear you. Can you hang up and call back in? I don't know. The audio doesn't sound the way that it was. We'll be right here, though. Last time, we promise. Hopefully. And now,
Francis,
Francis,
go ahead and smash that thumbs up button.
Now you got Francis.
I got you. We got the one and only Robert Garcia, man, the legendary trainer, man, former world champion in the building. Go ahead and smash that thumbs up button. It don't cost you nothing if you haven't done it already. Just before he comes back, we appreciate it, man. You already know what it is. Yeah, we definitely gonna get the turn on him right away.
Yo,
man, Tito's one of my top 5 favorite fighters too.
Yo, I did not.
Man.
No way Tito being Errol.
I never heard of Gilberto Roman, but I'm interested. And this is what we're talking about, man. The lower weight classes really.
Yep.
You know, you don't get to remember or really appreciate sometimes, but you know, yo, what's up with this unknown bot joined?
Who did that?
That's Ness and his little levers he be pulling behind the curtain and shit.
What are you talking about?
Wizard of Oz.
Bot, what are you talking about? I'm about to call Robert back, man. Where you at, Rob? It was his internet that caused the audio to sound like that. That's probably why he ain't been able to jump back in. I even turned the music off, so it's like, yo, let's hear him the best we can. But anybody want to ask a question, don't forget to go to patreon.com/theboxingvoice.
Man, I want to know about the upcoming Jose Ramirez fight. I want to know about what's next for Mikey. I mean, there's so much you can ask this man. You know what I'm saying? He's got his hands in that boxing pie. Everywhere.
Robert, I see.
Bruv.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Is he back?
He's back.
Okay, I'm trying. Hold on.
He's back.
You sound
like
great.
John Wick.
Hey,
and he got the pick.
Perfect, Mr. Garza. Is it possible you could turn your phone sideways so we can get that full boom? Now we good. Now we good. Now let's go.
Now we're cooking.
All right. So take it away with Victor Manuelos. Did you do that one?
Okay.
So yeah, we just need you to tell us about Gilberto Roman and how would he do versus Canelo Alvarez.
Well, Gilberto Roman is one of my favorite fighters of all time. You know, Mexican fighters of all time. So I would pick Gilberto Roman over Canelo. But honestly, it's Canelo's one of the best also. But I've always liked Gilberto Roman. I've always said it that he's one of my favorite Mexican fighters of all time. So I would pick Gilberto Roman, but I don't think he would be able to beat Canelo. Canelo's just too strong.
Rob.
Music.
That was us. Why do you think that those lower weight divisions right now, like, they don't get a lot of attention? Why do you think?
Well, it sucks because they give us the best fights. This Chocolatito, Chocolatito's fight against Estrada so far has been one of the best fights of this year. And they just don't. It sucks. The divisions are just divisions that people don't really like to follow, and they don't put a lot of attention to them. And promoters obviously don't pay them that well. So it sucks to be those type of fighters, but when you're that small, well, hey, fuck, you gotta fight anyways. I got a few of those too. I got Franco. I got his little brother, who honestly, his little brother, Bam Rodriguez. If you guys still don't know who he is, this kid could easily be one of the best fighters pound for pound in the new future. He could be a 4 or 5 division champion, and I think he will be because he's that talented. But nobody really cares about those divisions. I think
What weight
it
class is
sucks.
he in?
What was that?
What weight class is Bam in?
He's ranked number 2 in the world at 108, and there's already been a few title opportunities where the champions just they won't accept the fights against him. Until they're mandatories, which should be soon also because he's ranked number 2 already. So until they're mandatories, that they're gonna have to fight him. But we haven't got a chance. We've been after the WBA champion, the WBO champions. We've tried to make those fights, and they just won't accept them against Bam. I think Bam's the real deal. I think he could easily be one day 180-pounder champion. He could easily be maybe a super bantamweight also. He's that good.
We were having this debate maybe, I don't know, 4 or 5 shows ago, but I said that those lower weight divisions, the best are fighting the best because the promoters and networks can afford them. That you don't need to go to pay-per-view. It's like Chocolatito's getting paid $600,000. They'll give him that all day. Versus, like you said, you wouldn't do Virgil and Jaron Ennis for $600,000 apiece.
Exactly, and that's the biggest paydays out there right now. Besides Michael Carbajal and Chiquita Gonzalez 20, 30 years ago that made $1 million apiece. I don't think any of those fighters have ever made $600,000. Estrada, I don't think he's ever made that kind of money. Anybody else at those weight divisions have never made that kind of money. So that was already good for Chocolatito if we think about it. But it sucks. Other fighters, there's so many fighters making millions and millions, and when it comes to those weight divisions, they don't see that kind of money, and they give us the best fights.
Well, getting back to the people, we have Coach Myers in Connecticut that says the new talk is Ortiz versus Boots. What's your thoughts on the matchup? You kind of answered that, but I don't know if you want to give anything else.
It's a great fight, but like I said, it's a fight for the future, not now. I think it's a fight that business wise going to make a lot of sense 2-3 years from now.
Hey, Ness, can I jump in?
Sure.
Hey, Robert. We all know that we've been talking to you about Virgil and Boots Ennis, but you got your hands in the sport. You're everywhere. You got a bunch of fighters. Just give us an update on Jose Ramirez and how he's coming along in his upcoming fight with Taylor.
He's training extremely hard. He had a really good time off to rest and do other stuff. His new baby was born. His last fight against Postol, we had to go through 3 training camps. COVID, no fans, all that affected him, and Postol went through the same thing. So it's not an excuse because Postol went through the same thing. He was also in 3 training camps. He was also away from his family. So he went through the same thing, but some fighters are affected more than others. And I think Jose was one that was very affected when it came to not being around his family for so long and not having his family there ringside cheering him on. I think that affected him a lot. I think this time around he's motivated. He's training like never before. He's in great shape. Already sparring up to 9 and 10 rounds at a time. So we have great sparring partners. We have three guys that are helping him very well, and he's got all the support from the gym. Mikey's there training with him. My father's there helping us out. So he's going to be 100% ready for this fight. It's not an easy fight either. It's going to be a very, very, very difficult fight, very dangerous fight, but he's training to become undisputed.
Do we have an update on fans, perhaps? Do we know if there's going to be fans allowed? Have you guys heard anything?
Well, I heard it was going to be I think 7,000 fans at the MGM Grand, but I've also heard that they're still having problems with the venue. That it might even go to Mandalay Bay, MGM. I tried buying my own tickets, because I have family, friends that I have to take care of, and it's also very hard to buy tickets. I don't know. I really don't know that's going to work with all being the first time in Nevada where they're allowing fans in. But I did hear it was going to be like 7,000 people allowed in the arena.
Hey, 7,000 is better than 0. So I mean,
That,
at least we're moving in that direction. So
and it'll be 7,000 people from California anyway. So because I don't know how easy it is going to be for people from the UK or from England flying into the United States. So I have a feeling if it is 7,000, it's probably going to be mostly all for Jose.
Sweet.
Who we got next? Next question.
Yeah, next is
They're trying to run out. I don't get to ask the
Natural Wiz in Canada, Hamilton, Canada. As a world-renowned trainer under your tutelage, what would be your signature move you would teach in your gym to your fighters?
Well, I always teach them, and not all of them use it because of styles, but I love that left hook to the body. I I love using my left hand. Even when I was fighting, my left was my powerful punch, and I loved it. I love using it. I love teaching my fighters. Like I said, every fighter is different, so not all of them have to use it the way I like them to use it. But yeah, my left to the body is a punch that I really love.
All right, next was coming in from Sydney Brown. Says everyone is pushing Boots versus Ortiz, but I had something else in mind. How do you feel about Virgil versus Rashidi Ellis? Has Ellis been on your radar, and if not, why?
See, then that's another possibility. That's another fight that's easy. We're talking. We mentioned Kavaliauskas, but Rashidi Ellis is also with Golden Boy, so I think that's even easier to make. That's a fight that could easily be made. So that's another big possibility for our next fight. We're talking Kavaliauskas, but the easiest one to make is Rashidi Ellis. Great fighter. I know his brother used to train with me, and I love him. They're great people. So it will also be a great fight.
All right, next was coming in from Brandon Maurice, who says, I feel like your fighter, Luis Correa, has been robbed his last 2 fights and should have gotten the wins. What's next for him? I want to see him back in the ring.
Well, I agree. He's had some 2 great fights and against great prospects. But, when fights are that close, you can't beat, the promoter's fighter. Both fighters that we fought, are signed by Top Rank, and even though we thought Luis Correa pulled him off, we also understand the business. I can't argue that. That's just the way boxing is. It could easily happen to one of my fighters one day, or maybe it's already happened, and I'm not gonna argue either. That's just the way it is. But he's got something scheduled for May. I cannot announce it yet, but he is fighting in May.
All right, next one's coming in from Jordan Baker. Jordan Baker or Big Casual. Okay, Big Casual says, what's up, Coach? If Jose Ramirez is able to get past Josh Taylor in what I believe will be a tough fight, do you plan on him to stick around at 140 and take a big fight with Tio? Or do you think he will move to 147 and take a huge fight with Bud Crawford? Either way, both are big fights, in my opinion.
Well, it is going to be a tough fight against Josh Taylor, but if everything goes well and we end up winning the fight, I think the best thing to do, and I think Rick Merrigan has that in mind also, is maybe wait for Teofimo Lopez, because Teofimo Lopez has mentioned that he wants to fight the winner. So I think that would be the best thing to do is fight against Teofimo and then move up in weight against Terence Crawford. No fight is easy, like I said, but if that's the question they're asking me, I think it's best for him to wait and fight Teofimo Lopez first.
All right. Next was coming in from Jordan Baker, and he says, "Yo, when are you going to allow Ness into the camp? Ellie is cool, but he ain't as cool as Ness." Laughing emoji. I'm sure he says you can.
Ellie
get
is a
smoke on his
pioneer,
camera.
man.
I'm telling you, you guys can come in my gym anytime.
Ness will pass you. He said, "I'm sure he says you can get smoke on his camera. Ness will pass you the joint with the question at the same time."
that would be fun. I don't know why Ness hasn't even come around trying to do that.
I think that him losing that time, man, with Adrian Broner hurt too much. All right, man. The next was coming in from Dominic Christoph, and he says, if Floyd Mayweather had a rematch against Oscar, then if Floyd Mayweather had a rematch against Oscar, then Canelo, who you got, keep on being the best coach, and there's only one Billy Saunders.
What in the world?
Yeah, that was kind of like,
who is that? Oh, if Floyd Mayweather had a rematch against
Oscar and Canelo, who you got? Keep on being the best coach, and there's only one Billy Joe Saunders.
Okay, so he's picking Billy Joe over Canelo, and if both of them had rematches, who?
I don't, I think right now at this time Canelo would beat Floyd because he's just way bigger right now. He's active. He's learned. He's gotten so much better. And Mayweather's already like 43, something like that, 43, 44. And I don't think Mayweather has any plans on fighting anymore. He might still beat Oscar De La Hoya because Oscar hasn't been in the ring for many, many years. But I think Canelo beats him now. Joe Sanders, I'm not very, I've seen a couple of his fights, and I don't see how he could beat Canelo.
Yo, Robert, we got Marcus Robert Johnson from Wisconsin in Watertown. He's actually fighting on our card in June. He says, ask Robert Garcia why he wouldn't let Bieber fight me a few years ago, and ask him to train Ellie Setback to face me. Let's go. Much respect to the great coach. Do you know Robert? He's got 70 amateur fights.
But let who fight? Who? Beaver? I don't even know who Beaver is.
I don't know. I don't know either. That's why.
Bieber, Justin Bieber.
Man, it can't be Justin. We got Intrigue the Incredible in Atlanta.
Hold on. You skipped Boston?
Go for it.
Boston Jared says, if the Salvador Sanchez Alexis Arguello fight had been made at 130, who wins and why?
Man, Salvador Sanchez, my favorite Mexican fighter, and Alexis Arguello is also, man. That I think Alexis was a bigger man. I think because he was able to compete at 140. Maybe physically, I would probably choose Alexis Arguello, but Salvador Sanchez was unbelievable. It's a hard pick, but I would have to pick Alexis Arguello because of he would just be the bigger man. Salvador Sanchez was a featherweight, so and he
was slick, man.
But he was I'm telling you, my favorite Mexican fighter of all time. I really like fighting him, and I also like Alexis Arguello. I named my son after Alexis Arguello. So he's that would be a very tough one for me to even watch.
All right, the next one's coming in from Intrigue the Incredible, and he says, thanks for coming on the show again. Just wanted to know, when is Josecito Lopez getting back in the ring and against who?
Well, Josecito is he's in the gym already training and sparring. He was told sometime in June, so he's in camp. He's been training hard and sparring, but we still don't have a day. We still don't know against who. I know he's owed a big fight already. He's had 2 fights since his loss to Keith Thurman, and under contract, he's got one big fight that needs to happen. We still don't know against who or when, but hopefully it does happen sometime in June.
I believe that was the
Robert,
last question.
no, the last one is from Majimbe in New Jersey, who says, I love seeing you training Dominican fighters. Would you ever think of opening an Robert Garcia Boxing Academy gym in the Dominican Republic the way you did in Texas?
You know what? I love Santo Domingo. When I went there, man, I can't tell you guys the stories, but it would probably be a mistake for me to open up a gym over there, because I probably want to be there most of the time. And
bro, I was gonna say, if you ever do it, invite me, because that's where I want to work. I would rather live over there than over here, bro.
The things that you could do and all that, I would get in trouble. So I don't think that.
Yo, I keep telling these guys they gotta go to DR with me for my birthday. I tell them all the time. They don't want to listen, man. But now that was the.
Man, we go.
I got Ken.
You going to DR? It's
okay. All right.
Robert, Robert, that was the last question, man. I want to thank you, obviously, for your time. It's always a pleasure having you on, and thank you for being such a great guy, man, and keeping the relationship going this many years. We wish you the best of success with all your fighters. Not that you need any luck, like our good friend Canelo says, luck is for the mediocre, and you've been doing damn well for yourself. But I thank you. We actually got Ken Porter on, man, so I don't know if you want to say hello from one world-renowned trainer to another. Ken, you got to unmute because you had a little background noise if you know how to do that. But again, Robert, if you want to give any social media as well, Robert, for anybody who's following you or hasn't followed you.
Thank you guys for having me. Ken, much respect for him and his son. They're great people. Great family team working together. So I wish them the best, and thank you guys for having me. Anytime you guys want to do it again, just one phone call away.
Let's go,
All
champ.
Right. Ken, you got to turn that camera on. Ken, we want to see your pretty mug. Here we go. We see you now. There you
Mr.
go.
Porter, how you doing? Is it possible you can either close the shades or sit away from it because the light is making it look dark on the screen? Yeah, that's a little better. That's perfect. You can turn your camera sideways so we can see how big them shoulders are. The Shawn Porter.
There we go.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Go ahead, Ness.
All right. So, Ken, man, how are you?
I'm real good. How are you?
I'm good. You want to say anything to Robert before he goes?
He froze out already, right?
Oh, he did? All right. But Ken, man, thank you for coming on, obviously. First, I want to talk about Federico Martinez. Is it Federico, right? Is you missing the O on the end?
No, Hendry.
Okay.
Hendry Dino Martinez.
Did he turn pro already?
The pro debut is May 1st.
Okay. Dominican, right?
Yes, Dominican, yes.
And how'd you hook up with him? Because I actually got put on him by another reporter. Shout out to Punch, man. Punch be on everybody, on Dominicans. But yeah, he put me on him a few months back, and I've been watching some of his amateur stuff. But how did you get hip to him, and how did that relationship form?
Well, actually, I've been going to the DR for a couple years now. This will be I guess I've probably been there a half a dozen times in the last 3 years. And then I just decided, okay, it's got to be more going on down here for me than just hanging out on the beach and on boats and, the other stuff that go along with that. So
when we going to DR together, man? Look at all these guys in my country, man. First Robert was talking about DR, now you. If you guys open a gym, I want in. I want to relocate.
I just decided I needed to start looking at some of the fighters since I was spending so much time down there.
That's right.
Last year, I went over twice. The year prior, the year before that, I went over 3 times. So it just needed to happen that I needed to take a look at some fighters. So a couple people were pointing me in the direction of some different fighters. I was looking at them, stopping by some gyms, working some guys out. Didn't see anything that I was super impressed with
Mm-hmm.
because they were younger guys. They weren't, they were teenagers. And then I made a few calls, and somebody turned me on to the Martinez brothers. It's actually two brothers.
What weight
And both
classes in the pros? In the pros, what weight classes would they be fighting at?
140 and 154.
Okay.
140 and 154. So I think it would have been last October, I went and worked them out. Worked both of them out. They stayed with me for like 2 days. They drove like 3 hours to get to me.
Wow.
And yeah. And I worked them out for 2 days.
Hold up. Did they show up in a car or did they show up on the back of a moped? No, I'm dead ass. I want to see how, like where they coming from for real, because it's tough out there. My country ain't no joke. $1 is 50 Dominicans. Oh, they was in a car? Okay.
They were in a car.
And I want to see they hunger. Imagine they'd have showed up in a moped. That's somebody that's very hungry that wants to get to Ken Porter to change his life. Like, all that matters to me. I'm looking at everything, but continue, please.
No. They showed up in a car. And, I had already agreed to take care of their travel expenses and things like that, and feed them and house them for the night that they would stay. And I worked them out the first day. And then again, the next day, they had breakfast with us. We talked more. We discussed some of the people who approached them, to turn them professional. Both of them had fought in the Pan Am Games. Both of them were highly successful and expected to make the Olympic team. And so we started the process of the visas and immigration information and all that kind of stuff like that. So that got started last October. It's taken me this long to actually get him here. He's been here about 3 weeks with me now. His brother asked me, would it be okay for him to continue with the journey to make the Olympic team. So he's actually over in Colombia right now. He's over in Colombia training with the Dominican national team, which they both were actually on that team, but he left and came on over here. His brother stayed. So I said, go ahead and get all that out of your system. Good luck if you make it. And if not, we're waiting on you when you get here.
How old is Hendry?
Hendry's 22.
Okay, 22. Right. And is he 40 or is he the 54?
He's the 40.
Okay.
Eventually, he will be the 35.
Okay. So his first world title would be at 35.
Yeah, at 35. Yeah, I would say today, when he finished his workouts, he was about 144 pounds. So I feel that he could make 35 on May 1st. He's asking me if he could just make 40.
Mm-hmm.
So we're compromising on that.
So, Ken, first I want to say, man, I'm very happy to see you, signing fighters and gonna keep that legacy going forward. Because, listening to, now that Shawn does his podcast, we kind of get a glimpse into his life, and he made it clear, he's not looking at young fighters like Jaron, who just fought Saturday, or Virgil Ortiz. Like, it's either Errol, Crawford, or sit out because of what, his achievements. So that leaves you where, and now we know that you are taking on new talent. And from the Dominican Republic, I just, I'm so happy, obviously, giving those people opportunities. I know how rough it is out there. My mother and my father both born and raised out there and had to immigrate over this way. That being said, throughout the years, like, Dominicans are changing things now in the pros with the Jason Rosarios, Javier Fortunas, Claudio Madero. Joan Guzman is the one that kind of left bad taste on people's minds, missing weight, even though he was great. They even called him like the little Mike Tyson or things like that. But I used to say that it's difficult for Dominican fighters because of the lack of, money and just
Can you ask him to come down?
elite level, fighters to train with in the DR. Like, I mean, I'm telling you, I go to cities out there and still kids running around with no shoes. You know what I mean? So, is it more than that? Like, is just providing housing and food to a fighter in the DR gonna turn them into a world-class fighter?
Oh, it's got to definitely be more than that. I don't want to talk negative about some of the previous guys who've come from the DR over here, and then also even to speak negatively about Cubans that have come over.
Mm-hmm.
But what happens to a lot of those guys is they get here and, they just fall into everything that they've seen on social media or what they've seen on television, and it just kind of grabs them up and they're not able to handle it. And so with me seeing that, I know Guzman personally. I know him personally. Every time I go to New York and if I'm in the gym there, I usually see him
training.
Talk a little bit.
He's a trainer now.
Right. And so, I'm very conscientious of what happens to these guys when they get here. And I'm very conscientious of my guy, because I know, when I put food on the table, I turn my head, I look back, it's gone. He's that fast.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the other fighters, who are here as well with me, they look at me and they're like, Coach, his food is gone. I've only taken 2 bites, but, that's just where they come from. So, I feel that we have to be very careful with how much we expose him to.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think that's always the issue. They get to America and that's it. The glitz, the fame, they looking for that, and or chasing a lifestyle. Because it's just like that for minorities, man. We once we get a little bit of money, we want to get everything we dreamed of. That being said, how good is he gonna be? You obviously spending your time in him, but at the same time, being a dude like I gotta think, you're also taking a chance on him, or is he that good?
Yeah, I'm definitely taking a chance.
Okay.
He has shown me to this point that he is that good. And again, it's I relate it to give you the visual of walking on the tightrope.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to keep the fine balance of, I need you to work hard, I need you to stay focused, and then on the other side of it, I want you to be happy, because there's I miss my family, I miss my surroundings, I miss people speaking my language.
Mm-hmm.
He's got all those things going on, and so it's a very hard situation for him to deal with. But once he gets in the ring, he's the most comfortable. He's happy then. That's when he's his most happiest, at that point in time, when he gets in the ring. So it's a fine balance that I'm looking for here, and I hope that we can keep that going to get him to where he needs to be.
Being in Vegas, do you have him mingling with the Cubans, like the Salases and Bartholomew's? Don't they train out there? Even Urgas, right?
No, I stayed in myself, so there's no, and of course we got COVID now, so there's no mingling on my behalf like that. But I do have a young kid who's Cuban, who they get along very well with each other, and I've had him come over to stay at the house and hang out with him a little bit, and then he gets along well with the other guys that are here training with us, But again, there's no place like home, and no place not like home, but to be around the people that you're comfortable being around.
Mm-hmm. So Ken, I'm sharing the picture you sent me, and Hendry is on the bottom left with one knee. flexing with the Nike shirt. Also on one knee is who exactly? Tell us.
You know what? I'm not looking at it. In order for me to look at it, I'd have to come out of it.
Yeah, go ahead. Don't worry about it. Come out. The audio should continue. The one in the back looks just like Ronnie Shields' cruiserweight, guys. Have you noticed? Anybody noticed yet? Like Christian, what is it? Christian Caruth? Am I pronouncing that wrong? Nobody? Nobody knows what I'm talking about.
I'm looking in the back. I'm looking.
Nobody knows.
I know what you're talking about.
Ronnie Shields got a big cruiserweight. That kid, I can't wait for that kid to turn heavyweight. Can you imagine a kid that young at heavyweight? Lord.
He's a cruiserweight?
He's a cruiserweight. Isn't he? I think he's a cruiserweight. A light heavyweight, something like that. I got to double check.
So, yeah. So, the two guys in the back, they're brothers. They are from Kansas City.
Kansas City.
Yeah. Far left flexing would be Marcus Davidson. He's been ranked in the top 10 of USA boxing for the last 5-6 years. Was at the Olympic trials, the last trials. Then to the left of him is his brother, Marcel Davidson, who was a 2020 National Golden Glove champion. They are 6 feet and 6'1". They are 140 and 135 pounds.
What? Pros?
Yeah.
Or still amateurs?
Nope, they're done with the amateurs. They're preparing for their professional debuts.
And they debut. These are all your fighters, or they just working with you in camp?
No, all of these guys are with me.
So all of these guys are like under Shawn Porter Promotions, or are they like under a Ken Porter advisory?
Ken Porter Management.
Nice.
Right.
Wow. So you got yourself a team, and then you got Malik Mayhem, right? It's Mayhem.
Yeah, Malik Montgomery. Down in front of him is his brother, 50 Kale.
And
Montgomery.
And his brother is your fighter too?
Yeah, we're working on that right now. He's actually sitting here waiting for me to discuss some things.
And what's his weight class?
126. He's 2-0 as a professional.
Okay. And where's he from?
They are both from Macon, Georgia.
Okay, Georgia. Yeah, well, it's popping in Georgia right now, man. Shout out to Mac Truck. Shout out to my man Javonte Davis. A lot of even BPE, man. Justin Big. A lot of people fighting in Georgia right now. Georgia got it going on. So where is Henry Martinez debuting at?
Miami.
Miami?
Miami, May 1st. Yes, Miami.
May 1st. I'm gonna have to come out to that. May 1st. That's Andy Ruiz. Oof. I know Ken like, what? Andy Ruiz? He ain't fighting nobody. But so who's this guy? Who's the other guy there you ain't talk about yet?
Who's the other guy you referring to?
Far left. He got the winning knuckle guard like on his wrist.
Winning knuckle guard up. That's Hendry.
No, the other left.
Shawn Porter, man. I thought he had COVID. What he doing over there?
Oh, you mean, well, it's my right. You're correct. It is far left, but it is my right. Yeah.
But I thought he had COVID, man. Is he all right? What he doing?
No, he's back sparring. We worked out today. He sparred with the guys today. He's back doing the runs, the sparring, the strength conditioning.
Wait, so how many rounds sparring? What we talking about here?
I think he went 6.
And how long has he been quote unquote recovered from COVID?
We started back last week, and last week was a little slow for him, but he did spar twice last week. 2 days of sparring last week.
Damn, first week back, he already felt good enough to spar.
Yeah, I think he was better with the sparring than he was with the running. You know, but that's what he's dealing with right now. He's dealing with, coming off the COVID, and he's just trying to get his feet back, underneath him.
Did he lose weight? People lose weight when they sick, or did he gain weight from being in bed?
he was stuck in a room, and it looked to me like he gained some weight.
Okay.
Hey, Coach. We saw Alexander Povetkin fight Dillian White. What was it? A couple weeks ago now, or last week? And people were saying that he didn't look the same because of the effects of COVID. How's your son doing? And of course, we all know that he's not going to wait around and sit around. He's going to want to get right back in there and train with the boys. That's just how Shawn is. But how evaluating him, how do you think he's come back from the COVID?
I would say I haven't seen any effects of it.
Oh, wow.
Nothing, really. I haven't seen any effects. But he also told me that he never was affected like most people. He dealt with
smell and taste, I think is what he said on the podcast.
Smell and taste, that's it. He didn't deal with anything that had him under stress, and as far as breathing or anything like headaches or temperatures. He never had a temperature or anything like that.
So the $1 million question is, would you still accept a Terence Crawford offer from Top Frank with Shawn coming off of COVID, or would you rather not fight coming off of COVID?
As it is right now, we take the fight. I mean, I haven't seen anything that says he shouldn't take the fight, from him.
Did you see Alexander Povetkin versus Dillian White?
No, I did not.
Okay, well, he was coming off of COVID, man. And Virgil Ortiz versus Maurice Hooker. Did you watch that welterweight fight?
Nope, didn't see that one either.
Man, you said forget the up and coming welterweight. My son ain't fighting none of you young boys. I ain't watching y'all tape, huh? Damn.
It's not just that. If you've been doing this as long as I do it, as long as I've been doing it, this is my 31st year. You're not just gonna sit down and watch boxing all the time anymore.
I mean, but they talking about Virgil like he's the next guy, like the next Mexican wrecking machine at 47. He's knocking everybody out. No one ever knocked out Mauricio Herrera. He blanked him. He blanked Brad Solomon. He just blanked Maurice Hooker, former world champion. I mean, he's got some, and the boy moved up from 40 because his stablemate Jose Ramirez was champ there. So it's like, I'm not gonna fight. So he's that strong that he just was like, I'm not gonna, be on the same island with my friend. I'll move up 7 pounds and fight those guys like that. I'm impressed. I don't know.
Shawn would have beat all them dudes, and Shawn came down from 160.
I mean, of course, but Shawn's a pro. How many years now? We talking about a 23-year-old kid.
It don't matter once you boxing. If you get in there, you get in there. It's Ohio. It's 2 Ohio people on here now. I'm from Akron, so I got Kenny is Troy. So I'm not gonna let him talk crazy. So let's go. Yeah, Shawn would have beat all of them. Yeah,
okay, but I mean, ain't nobody. That's not the conversation. The conversation is the trainer watching the up and coming talent. Especially a kid that's selling like that. You fresh off COVID, they sold that thing out. Tickets and
like at this level, Ness, not to cut you off, Kenny. When you box so long and been training people for so long, and you done have kids go to the amateurs and you done been around, at this point you only watch tape when the fighter in the contract is signed. It's no point in watching tape now. They might never get matched up.
Oh, yeah.
And then, you know what I'm saying? If a contract is signed, then, yeah, you might watch tape. But then still, when you've been around so long, it's only so many ways you can fight. See? Either the man going to come forward, go backwards, or stand right there.
Man, Floyd gave you the green print, man. He was watching Canelo before you think he was. That's why he picked him early. That's the same thing they could be doing right now. Like, oh, Virgil's the new hot. He's the new darling, and they seen some flaws. You jump on him early like Floyd did. I'm just saying. But look, we got questions from the people, I'm sure. Francis, you ain't get to ask Robert all your normal questions. You want to ask because this man, I just hope when I'm his age, I look as good as him. And he's physically like, really built. So you might want to ask him some of them questions you be asking.
I'd love to.
Oh man, he froze on us. That's that Vegas internet. Robert Ortiz be freezing up on us. Oh, huh? Who on pause?
That it looked like a pause sign next to his icon at the
Oh,
top.
it is a pause sign. You ain't lying. It do say pause. Maybe he got a call.
Okay.
Got a little call. Yeah, man. We on our Ken Porter interview. All these interviews was spontaneous, They were available and we conducted the interview. So if you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. He should be joining us back in a bit. I'm sure he either got a call or dropped off. Hopefully one of the two.
Hey, Francis, I seen your scrap on borderoids. Hey, bro, you ain't bad, bro. You ain't bad. You just need a little bit of work, just a little bit of fundamentals.
Bro, that was his first fight. Fight.
I don't care, Ness. I don't care, bro.
You talking about you just need? No, he know he need. We all need work. But that's your first fight. We all need work.
Listen, and some people look sharp in their first fight. I'm just saying.
Not novices.
Yes, they do.
No,
bro.
they don't.
Hey,
no,
if I show you the tape of my first fight as a novice, I stopped the guy.
Bruh, you sound crazy. You sound crazy comparing yourself to Francis. First of all, let me tell you what happens as a dude that decides to be. Let me tell you what happens.
Bro, I was on Francis's level. I never fought before.
When you when you started boxing and you decided to take a fight, you and your trainer made that decision. Francis started boxing when he took a fight. You ain't never done what Border Wars fighters do. They get thrust into an 8-week camp and they got to get in the ring and swing. You had time to develop in your gym. You and your trainer decided when you was going to take your first amateur fight, when you was going to stop being an amateur, and when you was going to take your first Mexico fight. Get out of here. Francis did it the hard way.
All right, I'm going to just let you win because you're going to tell me how I did it. So
all right, how you did it then? How you did? We got time because he ain't here. That's my example. I don't know. I could be wrong. Ken, if you there, speak up. Because we don't hear you. All right, he might still be on another call. Ken Porter.
Yeah, like I was saying, Francis, bro, even though that first 8 weeks is really just about taking your time in there.
Bro, that's not what you supposed to be telling us how you did it. Get out of here with that trying to weave around the question.
You just told me how I did it. I don't do that no more. When niggas tell me how I do shit, I just let them tell me how I do it, and I keep it moving.
Exactly.
You just told them.
I want to hear your story.
No, because when I was about to take my first amateur fight.
Oh, Ken's back. Ken back. You got saved by the bell, man. You got saved by the bell. Ken is back, man.
Yeah. Cause Ken will tell you, he'll throw you in there.
You trying to get Ken to shoot you some bail now. That's what you're trying to do. Ken will tell you. But anyway, Ken, you there? Do you hear us?
Audio is up.
I don't hear you.
You on mute.
No, he's not.
No.
He's not on mute, but we don't hear you. I don't know. Hang up and call back in, Coach. There you go. He'll call back.
He's trying everything. He's flipping the camera. He's hitting the mute button. It
it's
working.
It's Troy's conversation got the phone held up. Everybody waiting to see how he did it. Did he get some amateur fights?
So look. When I first started boxing, when I first went in the gym, I trained for maybe like 3 days, and then I start sparring. Okay. So that was off rip. I went to a pro gym. I was 27. As soon as I walked in, he gave me 3 hard workouts to see if I was going to quit for 3 days straight. On the 3rd day, he threw me in the gym. He threw me in sparring. After that, he was about to turn me pro. So I left that gym and went to another gym. And after a while, I turned amateur.
All right. How long did you turn amateur?
Straight pro.
How long? How long? Right? Like you was in the gym and then you turned amateur. How long was that period?
Probably like.
You coach back?
Yeah, am I back?
14 months. Yes, you're back. All right. You lucky again. You got saved by Ken.
Question for the young man.
Troy.
Who was his first boxing coach? He was out of Ohio. Who was his first boxing coach?
My first boxing coach was Aaron Fennessy. And then my second was Omar Daoud. And then my third was Mike Johnson in Columbus, Ohio at Blackburn. And then my fourth.
I know all 3 of those guys.
I know you do because I just coached Lamont Quarterman in his 4th professional fight in Mexico. I'm a head coach now.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Lamont Quarterman used to train with you.
Yeah, I
Back
remember
in
Lamont.
the day. Yeah. I trained. He a pro now. I trained him in his 4th pro fight. He won a unanimous decision. He had a tough little fight. It's a process, but we still
Oh,
working.
this the dude that yeah. I was teasing Troy earlier because I said, yo, who go to Mexico and don't get a knockout, though? I'm just being a little bit honest. It's brutal.
A lot.
It's brutal, but it's still honesty, right? Now, keep it real, though. Like, yo.
So what you saying is basically Mexicans can't fight by
I
saying that?
ain't saying that. I'm just saying, like, usually people be like, oh, he went to Mexico and, it was an easy fight. Like, now you going to Mexico in a tough fight.
No, not every fight in Mexico is easy. My dude Tony Hirsch fought for the IBU in Mexico and it went 12 rounds. Like, for an IBU, a little belt Roy Jones used to have back in the day.
Hey, Ken, would you cut your fighter if he went 12 rounds in Mexico?
I'm not going to Mexico for a 12-round fight.
Yo, but what if you fight Canelo? He might bring boxing back to Mexico.
That's a whole different deal. That's a whole
of course.
Dynamic. But hey, Ness, I want you to say hello to Hendry.
Hendry, dímelo, de lo mío. ¿Qué lo que, mi hermano? ¿Qué lo que?
Todo bien.
¿Cómo está?
Muy bien, gracias a Dios. ¿Y usted y su familia?
No, yo estoy de lo más bien y más contento ahora que me encuentro hablando contigo y sabiendo que tú estás ahí con un entrenador que yo en verdad respeto y sé que si tú sigues con él te va a llevar lejos, mano. Él tiene suficientes conexiones, suficiente talento. La gente que te puede buscar para guantear, la oportunidad de que te puede abrir. Tú lo que tienes que seguir ahí, mi hermano, para que podamos seguir hablando de ti 10 y 15 años de ahora. Mira el trabajo que él ha hecho con su hijo y es una buena persona en realidad. Yo lo conozco muchos años, mano. Tú estás en manos buenas y espero ver
¿qué
tu
te
futuro.
digo? Yo realmente he sentido eso mismo que tú me estás diciendo. Él sabe que él es mi manager, mi entrenador, mi chef, mi papá, ese es todo aquí. Para mí, en verdad, yo voy para un mes en 5 días aquí en Estados Unidos y en ese mes me he transformado. Yo sí entendía y siempre he sabido que tengo talento, pero he alcanzado algo más sobre lo que yo entendía que yo podía hacer y de verdad que me siento cómodo dentro de todas las facetas que se diga con él en la casa, en el entrenamiento. Me gusta cómo él me entrena, me gusta cómo él me ataca, porque yo soy un boxeador que me gusta que me trabajen, ¿entiendes? Que me gusta sentirme cómodo, que me ataquen y eso es lo que él más hace y yo siempre trato de dar lo mejor de mí en cada instante y vamos para encima, nada más estamos esperando el 1 de mayo para romper.
So I'm going to try and translate all that, but basically he said, Ken knows he's my manager, my trainer, my father, my friend. I've been with him here for a month and I'm able to already see a tremendous change in my skill set. He said, people told me I was talented, but like I'm starting to see how talented I can be being amongst him and, the people that he's put me around. And, he had a lot more to say. Obviously, I'm trying to get Doomy on the line so we could translate because it's going to be impossible for me to speak it and remember it all. I'm going to have to pause him up. But
I can tell you a little bit of what he said.
Go ahead. Let me hear.
Not because I speak the language.
Because you're in the camp.
I'm using a translator. So he said, what I'm telling you is I really feel the same thing that you are telling me. He knows that he is my father, my coach. Wow. He is my dad. He is my chef. He is here for me. Really, I'm going on a month and 5 days here in the United States. And in that month, he's transformed me into ways that I've never thought I could understand. And I always known that I would be.
Oh, I did pretty good. I thought I wasn't going to remember it all.
Yes,
Damn, what is that, an app?
Yeah.
That
Yeah, what is that?
shit is the
I
new
need that.
wave. Oh my
It's an app
God.
that he turned me on to.
What's it called, Mr. Porter?
Bruh, you get to whatever country and you just chilling. That is amazing. Yo no sabía nada de esa aplicación, Henry.
¿Cómo?
Que yo no sabía nada de esa aplicación que te puede grabar y traducirte todo así tan rápido.
Sí, esa es la que trae, eso la trae instalada a los iPhones. Nosotros la usamos mayormente aquí en todo, en la casa, porque él no habla español y hay cosas que yo le entiendo y la hago, hay otras que no, pero con el traductor nosotros hacemos todo. Él me dice cualquier cosa en el entrenamiento, es así que él lo hace.
Yeah.
Me dice, mira, vamos a hacer esto y esto, y me lo pone en el oído y yo lo hago y ya.
All right. So he said that's how they communicate, and that's how they've been communicating. It's actually the internal app from the iPhone. So they just talk into the phone, and they, that's how they train everything and that goes on in the house. That's how they've been communicating. That's pretty awesome, man. So Henry, dime la historia. ¿Cómo tú te conectaste con él? Porque tú estando en qué parte de Santo Domingo, o bueno, qué parte de la República Dominicana tú eres.
Bueno, yo soy yo soy dominicano, nativo de La Romana. Nací, me crié en La Romana, en el sector Villaverde. Bueno, conocí a Kenny por vía de otro muchacho que hace eso mismo que tú haces, un chico así mismo, él se llama Punk.
Yeah. O sea, yo, tú sabes que por él es que yo te conocí a ti, porque yo lo sigo a él también, él siendo dominicano de Nueva York. Yo era de Nueva York y me mudé para Florida, pero como lo sigo a él también, yo vi un video que él hizo contigo y de ahí te estaba siguiendo, y después cuando llamé a Kenneth hoy, él me dijo, ¿tú conoces a este muchacho? Y yo, sí, yo creo que yo lo he visto por ahí. Y aquí estamos.
Sí, entonces, por vía de él fue que yo conocí a Kenny. Él se contactó conmigo, habló conmigo y me dijo que a Kenny le interesaba algunos talentos. Entonces, él estaba de vacaciones en la República Dominicana y allá él estaba en una ciudad que estaba como a 6 o 7 horas de mi ciudad. Pero en el momento que él estaba allá, yo no estaba en mi ciudad, yo estaba en Santo Domingo. Entonces él me dijo que vaya a donde él estaba. Yo estaba hablando con él por chat, por WhatsApp. Entonces yo ya de Santo Domingo a donde él estaba, era una diferencia como de 6 horas. Ahí entonces yo me traje de allá a donde él, duré un día con él allá él me entrenó, vio el talento, vio que había potencial. No solo en mí, también en mi hermano, porque somos dos, pero mi hermano ahora se encuentra en una base de entrenamiento en Colombia, que sale el día 10 para Argentina, que va a ser el clasificatorio de los Juegos Olímpicos. Ambos somos selección nacional de República Dominicana. Y nada, mi hermano decidió ir por su sueño, que es ir a una Olimpiada, a unos Juegos Olímpicos. Y yo decidí esta oportunidad que Kenny me ofreció y estamos aquí para trabajar.
Amén. Yo, a mí me encanta la romana. Yo siempre me quedo en la romana cuando voy para Santo Domingo. Sí. Pero a mí me gusta viajar también. Me quedo en la romana, pero guío para la capital, para ir para Luis Parrillada, para comer un bité. Después me voy para Santiago, para una playa.
Qué cosa. Entonces, cuando tú estés allá, si tú ves que yo estoy allá, tú me tiras. Y va a ser de lo mejor, de verdad.
¿Tú conoces a Fortuna ya?
Oh, ese es mi hermano. No. A Fortuna lo enseñó mi papá también desde niño. Mi papá fue su entrenador, de él y de un sinnúmero de boxeadores más allá en la romana. Y Fortuna y yo vivimos como la mamá de Fortuna vive de mi casa, de la casa de mi mamá, a una esquina. Y nosotros cuando estamos aquí a los dos siempre nos juntamos. Bueno, ahorita creo que estábamos hablando. Y siempre estamos en contacto, siempre él me dice cómo tengo que hacer la cosa y me aconseja porque ya él tiene años en esto y él es que realmente mayormente tengo confianza con él para todo este negocio.
Well, sí. Ken, you want to use that app? That must be like 30 minutes worth of conversation.
I just lost him on that one, on that last one though. He was
man.
running off.
Nah, but I all right, so I'll jump in there. All right, so he definitely says he knows Javier Fortuna and that he lives like houses. His mother lives houses from Fortuna. Well, he lives houses from Fortuna's mother's house, and that Fortuna's always giving him advice and told him how to do, you know, the right thing and things like that. He also told me the story of the day that he met you, you know, personally, where he was about 6 hours away from where you were at. You know, I wonder where you were at, because he said he was in Santiago. ¿Dónde era que estaba Ken? ¿En Barahona o algo?
No, Kenny estaba en Sosúa.
Oh.
Sua.
¿Y dónde que tú estabas?
Yo estaba en Santo Domingo en ese momento. Yo acababa de entrar.
Oh, sí, porque tú tienes que ir por la Luperón. ¿Tú viniste por la Luperón o cogiste la carretera nueva?
No, yo no me fui por la nueva, yo me fui por la Luperón.
Ah, entonces tráfico, compadre. So he went through the old highway, La Luperón. So you know, it's mad traffic out there. There's a new highway in between, like the capital and, let's say, en Vivienda. ¿Verdad? ¿Dónde que está la carretera nueva? Después del peaje. Después que
tú pases el peaje, tú doblas ahí
a la derecha. Yeah,
so he para allá. Esa es la carretera nueva.
He didn't take the new highway right after the toll. You could get, you know, you cut the country in half if you go in the car. But yeah, he was 6 hours away from Kent.
Si yo hubiese venido de la Romana, yo cojo ahí la carretera nueva. Pero como yo estaba en el centro de Santo Domingo, yo acababa el día anterior de él avisarme que ya él estaba allá, de Punch avisarme que él estaba allá. Yo estaba en Santo Domingo, en el centro, que en la burbuja olímpica, donde a nosotros nos tenían preparándonos con vista al clasificatorio. Y ahí entonces, de ahí, por ahí se me hacía más cerca y me fui por ahí.
Amazing. So, yeah, the thing is, he would have used the new highway if he was coming from La Romana, which is down there, like where my dad is from. Mi papá de San Pedro de Macorís. So, sí, por eso que yo siempre estoy por La Romana, porque eso es por allá. Entonces, you know, so he said, you know, he would have took it if he was coming from La Romana, but he was in Centro, so it was different. But yeah, man, he just told us the story about, you know, meeting up, having you training him that day and seeing, you know, what it was that he got, and willing to train with him and bring him to America. Man, this is a great story. I cannot believe Punch put you on, man. This is beautiful, because shout out to Punch, man. Shout out to Punch. That's what's up. And shout out to Martinez, man. I hope you make it, champ.
Yeah, and his brother is very, very talented as well. I worked them both out, and I'm excited about him coming over here when he gets completed with his amateur journey that he's got going on for the Olympics.
Yo, so I can't let you go without asking about Shawn, man. What's the next move? Because if he's sparring already, that means he getting ready. He ain't just working out.
He was really in some really good shape when Bob said he wanted to sit down and discuss things with us, and he really was putting it in. And then you know, that all turned out to be for naught. He didn't, you know, he never invited us back. He never made another phone call to us. He didn't have any follow-up, you know. So you know, I told Shawn, I said, we need to be looking at some other options. I said, so why don't you, you know, give me about 3 or 4 names, and, you know, we start looking at some options.
Oh, let me get those 3 or 4 names, champ.
Let me tell you what happened. A few days to a week went by, and I text him and I say, hey, Shawn, I need those names. Then a week goes by, and we're in the gym, we're training, and I say, hey, Shawn, I need those names. He said, yeah, I'm going to get them to you. Then 2 weeks goes by, he's training. 3 weeks goes by, he's training. So I said, Shawn, why haven't you given me those names? He said, because I don't want to fight anybody else.
Damn.
So he never gave me any names. He doesn't want to fight anybody else. It's either Bud Crawford or Errol Spence. He feels, and this is what he told me, he says, you know, you can get me ready. You can You know, bring in whoever you want to bring in to spar, to train, whatever you need them to do with me. I'll be ready for the fight when the fight comes. So he doesn't want to really even consider fighting anyone else. So.
Hey, Kenny, before I go, has anybody beat my pull-up at the Boxing Expo when you had the pull-up bar out there? Has anybody beat my time? No. Besides the lady, because the lady was a bar specialist.
Wait a minute. I was just gonna say only the lady. That was it. So no.
Okay. Well, all right. I'm still out here. Y'all got to get y'all weight up.
We got a few questions from the people. Ken David Maldonado says, "What's up, Mr. Porter? Great job you've done with your son. Question: if your son can't land a fight with either Spence, Danny, Crawford, Thurman, are you willing to fight Jaron, Boots, Ennis? Because he looks like he's about to kick down the door and enter the top 5 at welterweight." Did you watch that fight Saturday with Sergey Lipinets? Damn.
No, I did not.
You ain't watched none of these up and coming welterweights. It's over. What? It's over.
I got that one recorded and I'm going to watch it, you know, but as I started last night, I didn't watch it. But I mean, without getting into it too deeply, man, like it's just not going to happen for so many reasons. And
what are some?
What's that?
What are some of the reasons?
The number one reason is, Ness, if you had a business, I'm talking about you right now, that consisted of certain people working for you on the lower level at your company, other people working for you in supervisor positions, other people working for you like a vice president, and then, you know, a president, and then you CEO of everything. You're not going to jump the lower level employee all the way up to the pay scale of the vice president or the president in one move. You're just not going to do it. So no one is going to pay him the money that we demand, and we're not going to come down from where we're at to meet him, or give him part of our money to take a fight. Why would we give him part of our money to take a fight? It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. And that's just the way the business is. You don't get to jump from there to there and skip all of that, that you have to do. As far as the networks is concerned, as far as the promoters are concerned, if he's a $100,000 fighter, they're not going to move him to a 7-figure fighter. It ain't going to happen. They're not going to do it. It's not open for consideration for them to pay that kind of money out to a guy who hasn't showed that he can do that. They're not going to do it. So, with that being the case,
so how do you prove you can do it? I'm a little lost. Is it just
you're not lost? Look at everybody, and everybody had to work to get up to the pay scale. That's it. Danny had to work to get there. Keith had to work to get there. Shawn had to work to get there. Everybody had to work. So you saw those guys fighting, but you didn't actually see their money move up a little bit each time they fought somebody at those levels. And that's how it moved.
But what about guys that skipped the line, though? There's fighters like Lomachenko, Rigondeaux skipped the line. Rigo became a champ, 12 fights. Loma, 3 fights. Shakur, 13 fights. Tio, 12 fights.
Some different dynamics going on there, but trust and believe those guys didn't get $1 million. They didn't get that money.
No, of course not. Of course not. Especially Tio's. That's but that's the thing. But Tio was offered the shot, and it was up to him to take the short money. So Porter could maybe be paid what he wants. It's up to the B side to this, decide whether they want to take the low money. Like Floyd took 30% in the Oscar fight. I mean, he took it. Right now, Crawford said, I won't fight Earl for 30%, but Floyd took it in the Oscar fight. Like, that's all I'm saying. Like, maybe the up-and-comer would be willing to take the lower purse to get the name. No?
Yeah, he's going to be willing to take something, but why would we be willing to fight him over Crawford, or willing to fight him over Errol Spence?
But you ain't getting those. That's the thing. If you ain't getting those and they still give you the money you want, what does it matter? No? Or does it still matter?
They're not giving it to us. It's not being offered. He's not He's not. You know, he was on a PBC fight show, but he's not signed with him.
Yeah, no, he's also got a lawsuit pending, and they're letting them fight.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That adds on to it. But I mean, he's young. What is he? 22?
23.
23.
But that's the thing, though. See, I don't know why we still stuck on this old school mentality when we got all these guys starting. First of all, like people are look at T.O. against Shakur. I mean, there's so many people that are champion. Young, David Benavidez, 2-time young, and that you can only think of guys like Mike, which was so many years ago. Now this generation, they moving quicker. They don't want to have 30 fights.
That's true. I just meant in terms of him being in a lawsuit. He's young enough to make it through that part of it.
Oh, yes.
But no, that's true because we're in a microwave age now. Social media says, you know, Triller says, social media says, you know, you guys, Boxing Voice says these guys can fight each other. And it happens, you know, that a lot of these guys move a lot faster than they ever moved before. And a lot of different things are happening with, you know, different companies like Dazn or Triller, you know, that jump these guys way ahead of where they should be or the things that they need to do to get there. But, you know, it wasn't there for Shawn. Shawn came into the pros with MySpace.
Not only that,
I was out here for MySpace.
Yeah. That's the honest to goodness truth. He was 9-0 with 10 fights. I mean, he was 10-0 with 9 knockouts in the first year. So nobody knew he had 10 fights in his first year.
Not only that,
that's
Coach,
the difference.
We also got Shawn being the first one to fight everybody. Shawn's fought everybody. Ugas, Thurman, Spence. I mean Garcia. I mean he's fought everybody. So it's like now we're at a crossroads. Does he go? Does he try to? I hate to say the word recycle the big names, or does he try to let some of these young bucks know what it is to step up on this level? You know what I'm saying? Like Shawn's fought everybody. We've seen him, and we love to see him.
Shawn spoiled us, is what he done. Shawn spoiled us. So when other people don't want to fight someone, we call Shawn. That's just how it is.
That's what I mean.
That's how it is, man.
You know
Keep it real like that. Like people are begging. People are begging for Shawn.
Old school fighter.
People are begging for Shawn to fight. People are begging Shawn to fight Crawford because Earl won't fight him. You know what I'm saying? People were begging Shawn to fight Thurman because at the time, Danny wasn't going to fight him. You know? And that's just how it's been. They always call on Shawn. We know he's good. And again, like Dave said, his resume speaks for itself. So we know he's going to fight him, right? He fought Brook first. You know? Even though that was a mandatory, he still fought him, though. But yeah, man, I mean, he fought Bonet first. A lot of people, didn't he beat Phil LaGreco first before Earl? I mean, he fought a lot of people first. And this is off top. I'm not using BoxRec, but he fought a lot of people first. He definitely fought Ugas before any of the other welterweights. Now Earl wants to fight Ugas, you know what I mean? So, yeah, you know, Shawn is the guy we call when people don't want to fight the tough fight. And, you know.
And you know what? He's loved by the people for it, man. The people love it, man. Hey, y'all, we'll call y'all soft because we know Shawn gonna step up and get it done. You know what I'm saying? That's the body that he got. And everybody out there love Shawn Porter for that. The fact that he don't duck no smoke, man. If it makes sense.
That's why we wanna see since Shawn's stepped up and fought everybody, we want to see him against Crawford. You know what I'm saying?
You need to get him on your show. Ask him some of these hard questions.
Man, Shawn ducking me, man. He ain't been on this show in years.
Ducking?
He ain't been on this show in years. I don't know where Shawn at. Man. I see Shawn.
You just said he don't duck nobody. He want all the smoke, but he's ducking the boxing boys.
I mean, ducking in the sense that he not answering my messages, but he ain't ducking like that. But let me get to these other questions. We got Dominic Christopher in Seattle, Washington, who says, "So who's Porter fighting? I'm suggesting a good fight with Michael Mickinson from the UK for the WBO global belt, or Castillo Castillo Clayton from Canada, who
Yes,
had
sir.
the draw with Sergey Lipinets, or Jamal James is a good fighter with the WBA regular belt since Bud Crawford, baby boy, didn't want the smoke.
I just tried to call Shawn on the FaceTime. He hung up on me. He's ducking.
See? And once you tell him it's to get to that I want to tell he like, come on, Dad, don't put me on the spot.
And he didn't want to hear any of those opponents that just got listed off.
I know. So you
I
laughed
don't
at
blame him.
Michael
I'm not
Mickinson.
familiar with the Mickens. I'm not familiar with what was the other guy's name?
Castillo Clayton.
No, I'm not familiar with him either. The Jamal James, I actually do know him from the amateurs. Was a pretty good amateur, and then I seen him have a really good win as a pro against somebody. I think, but did he lose to the kid that Shawn fought? Ugas? Did he lose to Ugas?
Yeah, he did. Ugas took his undefeated record.
Okay, he lost to Ugas. Oh, Sean Porter says 1 second. He just sent me a text. He says 1 second.
Yeah, but that's because he don't know you trying to put him on a FaceTimed interview with us. He just think you his father calling.
Hey, listen. How funny is this?
What?
That I can't do that to his ass.
So we got another one. But so none of those names you like except Jamal, but none you.
I just didn't know. I just didn't know the guys. I didn't know the guys. Are you busy? Getting ready for next week. What's going on next week? Oh, you're going to fights at West Point. So you're studying. You're studying. Oh, okay. Would you have 60 seconds to answer a question that was asked by a fan? And it's about who you would fight, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
You don't want to do that? No. No, I'm not sitting with them. They just sent the question in.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm sitting with Hendry.
Okay.
So, bro.
I'm sitting with Hendry, but yeah, the question was, I'll let them ask you. Is that okay? Can they ask you the question? No, that wasn't this particular question. No, it wasn't Conor Benn either. That was some two names I didn't know, and the last one was Jamal James. We got past that question. But yeah, you say hello. Can you say hello to Nestor Gibbs, Mr. G?
Gibbs.
What up, What up, Shawn? How are you, man?
We interrogate you and you ain't even on the line.
Good to see you, man. Good to see you.
Yeah, thank you, man. Good to hear from you.
Yeah. So that wasn't my question, man. Those are the people's questions. They're just asking, throwing different names out there because they feel like if you can't get that Errol or that Crawford fight, they just want to know who would you be willing to take. So they listed off a good 8 names. I'll run them down. Obviously, he said Danny, Crawford, Thurman, Castillo Clayton, Jamal James, Michael Mickinson from the UK with the WBO Global, and obviously Jaron Boots Ennis and Virgil Ortiz. Just about every welterweight they asking, which one would you pick?
Yeah. I really don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure my dad, I know my dad knows how I feel. I'm pretty sure he can answer that question. And
yeah, he told us you said you didn't want anybody except Errol or Crawford.
Yeah, that's it.
But do you? I mean, I listened to your podcast, so I know you said you'd only take them or sit out. But is that really what you want to do? Sit out?
My dad don't want me to. I don't. My heart doesn't want me to. But well, you know what? Let me not say that. My logic doesn't want me to, but my heart is like it's got to be one of those two guys. Obviously, the Pacquiao fight, which I don't think I'm gonna get, but I just feel like if it's not one of those 3 guys, who's worth my time, worth my energy, gonna get me the payday that I need, gonna sell the tickets that need to be sold, so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. I understand.
I got scruples.
Nah, man, it's not even that. We can't even argue. Like we was just telling you that we can't argue with a guy like you, man. You've literally faced everyone, and that's the reason that we call on you is because when we know there's a tough fight and the other welterweights are thinking about it or want to negotiate, Shawn Porter, Shawn will pull up and beat the bully up. You know what I'm saying? Handle the business for us. So
that's why the people love you for it, Shawn. They know you're gonna pull up and handle business.
Yeah.
Man, listen. I watched Boots Ennis fight on Saturday. I watched Conor Ben fight on Saturday. I saw Virgil Ortiz's last fight. Virgil Ortiz.
Yeah,
I saw his last fight. And I'm looking at these guys, even though I don't see myself getting in the ring with them, and I the list for me is very thin. I got up on Sunday morning, went running. Like, who knows what's gonna happen? Who knows?
I'm glad to hear you talk like that. I'm glad because, listen, I know you and your father remain free agents. So, I just want to put it in the air. You never know what a Dazn might offer to get the son of a legend. We talking about Nigel Benn's only son, Conor Ben, versus America's own Shawn. He might offer you the whole Dazn bag. Listen, keep in mind, he gave Mikey Garcia $7 million off a loss. That's all.
God, they don't want none of that, Nash. They don't want none of that.
Million.
Kovalev got $14 million. Shawn, he got $14 million to fight Canelo. Kovalev did it, and we all know Jacobs got 12.5 to fight Canelo. I mean, they might throw you the whole wallet. You just never know. You never know.
Obviously, and I thought about that. I think Sunday when I went running, the only one I thought that could be realistic was the fight with Conor Ben. But that's because I know, only because I know what can happen over there in the UK, and I know that when they really want something, they're gonna pay for it and get it. So I am aware of that. I don't expect it to happen, but definitely know that I'm paying attention.
Let me tell you. Let me ask you: is it worth it to you? Is it worth it to you? Like if they were able to put that, I don't know. I mean, you never fought over there, but do you think you and Conor, like how many tickets in the UK? If they gave you the opportunity to fill up Wembley, can you do what AJ does and put 90 in there? You think that fight's big enough?
That would be amazing. I think with the fan base that I already have over there, the fans that I know that have traveled before that might be willing to travel. I mean, obviously we got situations going on right now, but I'm not gonna guarantee 90, but I can guarantee we get more in Wembley than we got in Staples.
It'd be close. It'd be close. I'm telling you that right now. It'd be close.
Yeah, that's a big fight, man. Well, we ain't gonna take too much of your time. We know we hear your son in the background, man. Congratulations on all the blessings your way. Ken, we still got some more for you from the people, though.
Yeah. You are y'all on the show right now?
Definitely. Always grinding.
All right, well then, shoot, right back around and grab me some other time.
All right, no problem. Thank you.
All right, cool. Yes, sir.
Peace.
Ken, so we got a few more for you, just 3 more. Intrigue in Atlanta.
This is why you don't answer my FaceTime.
I told you.
What's that?
You don't call just to see me and see my smile. You already.
He said you ain't calling to see his smile.
Bye, Shawn Porter.
I see you.
Love you. This dude,
He just gave daddy look like Shawn. I'm your daddy.
Okay, it's all right. It's all right. We look. It's all right. We good over here. We good.
He's big time in his
You better
pops,
stop.
man.
You
He's
better
big
stop
time
before
in his
Shawn
pops.
get jealous.
We good.
We got Intrigue in Atlanta that says, so do you think Spence is a hypocrite since he said he will never fight Thurman, but was mad because Thurman didn't fight him when he wanted to fight? Now that Thurman is calling him out, as well as Boots, I ain't used to boxers saying they won't fight someone. They was trying to fight because they wouldn't fight them when they called them out originally. That was a tongue twister. But basically he's saying, is Earl a hypocrite because, you know, he used to call out Errol Spence he used to call out Keith Thurman when he was 14-0, and Thurman said no. And now Thurman wants an opportunity, and he's saying no. So do you think he's a hypocrite for not giving?
No, I would never use the word hypocrite because I know that Errol is a businessman. When Errol was in the amateurs, he's business minded. When he was in the amateurs, he would ask me all these different questions about managers and promoters and what he had already heard about them before he ever turned pro, before he had ever had his first professional fight. So as things changed for him in the professional ranks and he got to where he's at today, he had to make decisions based on the information and the education that he's gained over the years. So, you know, once you learn more and you know more about the business and the things that you got going on, what you can control and what you cannot control, you make decisions based on information, education, and experience. So, no, I'm not going to ever say that, you know, that's what's going on at all. But, you know, he's more educated now. He's got more information now. He's got more experience now. So he's making decisions that he thinks is best for him and his family.
Let me ask you, what would Ken Porter do if Shawn was in Earl's position with the IBF and the WBC? Would you fight Ugas next or Crawford next? Because speaking business, I mean, everyone seems to believe that the business of it is that Earl's going to get the third belt to ensure a side and a bigger purse. What would Ken Porter do?
I think that's what he'd do.
Okay. That's what you would do too? That's what you guys would do too?
Not me.
I mean, would you want that? Would you want Shawn to do that? You know, I mean, obviously this is generational wealth right here. Like, you get a third belt, you know, that purse is a little bit bigger.
If that's really true, then yes, he's got to do that. But if it's not true, you want to see the big names fight the big names. And like I said, Shawn's already fought everybody. The only one left he hasn't fought was Crawford. So you got to go right into that fight, my opinion.
Well, I don't think that it's a bad move. I think it's a good move if he's able to acquire that other belt. But then if you look at Shawn Porter's past history, and obviously I was a part of the past history, we would have been taking the Crawford fight. We would not be considering WBA title. We would be considering the legacy. We'd be considering the big undefeated fighter.
Let me ask you a business question here, since you got all the experience. Pacquiao being champion in recess.
Poquito.
Pacquiao being champion in recess with the WBA. If all these rumors end up being true and he's fighting Crawford, you think that the WBA would reinstate him as super champion since Crawford fight with him is a big fight? Are they capable of such a thing? Like reinstating him and taking away that status from Ugas right now? Because they elevated Ugas and put Pacquiao in recess.
I wouldn't put it past any sanctioning body to make a move that they thought was best for their business, especially when you're talking about Pacquiao. He's best for any sanctioning body to let him fight for their title, let him hold their title. He is the best name of anybody in boxing probably to be doing that. So no, I wouldn't put that past him or put that past the sanctioning body to figure out a way to reinstate him. And I don't know, again, Shawn is giving me names and he's kind of, he's standing on that, and that's what he feels, as he just said. Logically, he thinks something else, but his heart tells him to do this. I wouldn't have a problem rematching Ugas for his WBA belt, but he wants Terence Crawford. that's what he wants. I want to see him get what he wants and get out of this.
Last two. Big Casual says, "What's up, Coach? Is the Bud fight still a possibility for Shawn? And if he can't get a fight with Bud or a rematch with Earl, would a fight with Mikey Garcia, damn, we didn't mention that name, be something that Shawn and yourself would be interested in?" I'd be interested in it.
Yeah, I'd be interested in it, but I got a call a long time ago that told me that guy wouldn't fight Shawn no matter what they offered. They had already tried to visit him on those type of things. He wanted nothing to do
Why
with
you
Shawn.
ain't bring that up when Robert was on the line, man? You could have got this damn thing jumping.
No.
Like, Robert, why you ain't get your brother to fight my son? No, I'm joking.
I don't have a
I'm
reason
joking.
to just get on the phone and say hello to Robert and, hey, Robert.
I'm joking, Ken. It's a joke. A joke. It's an entertainment for the radio. We got Bros in Texas that says, "I've always admired how you and Shawn would put your heads together when they are announcing him. What are you speaking during that time, if you don't mind me sharing? Much respect to the Porters from Lubbock, Texas, home of Terry and Orland Norris. Blessings." 100 emoji, prayers emoji.
There's nothing being said, but
I always thought y'all was praying. Damn.
no, when we get down on our knees is when we pray. But
damn, my man Henry got the chat blowing up with Dominican flag.
Blowing up.
Pero Henry, tú tienes toda la gente aquí, tú tienes que hablar. Tú tienes todos esos dominicanos ahí sin hablar. Imagínate si tú empiezas a hablar un poco.
Es que ustedes están hablando entre ustedes.
Tienes que meterte ahí para que la gente te conozcan. Estamos hablando de el welterweight division, 147. Y sobre el hijo de él y con quién el hijo tendrá pelear con alguien, porque él nada más quiere pelear con Errol Spence o con Terence Crawford. So, estamos tirándole nombre y vaina.
Ok, sí, yo estoy entendiendo un poco ahí.
¿Qué tú piensas de esa pelea? Dime, ¿qué tú piensas sobre Terence Crawford?
¿Perdón?
¿Qué tú piensas sobre Terence Crawford?
Bueno, sería buena. Él sabe a los boxeadores que él pide y que él reta, porque que el hombre es un toro real.
Pero tú lo has visto pelear a Crawford.
Claro. Esos son uno de los boxeadores que a mí me gustan. Yo no me pierdo una pelea de ese hombre.
¿Qué tú crees sobre esa pelea con él y el hijo de Ken?
Bueno, yo quiero verla de ahí. Yo voy a tener la oportunidad porque yo estoy aquí en el equipo. Yo sé que yo voy a estar ahí mismito, disfrutándola.
So he don't want to make a pick on Shawn versus Bud, but he definitely said that everybody knows that Shawn has like a bull type of style, and it's going to be a fight that everybody's going to be interested in. And luckily for him, he's in the camp, so he'll be there front row to watch it. You jumping in, Francis?
He's the best. He's the best guy that I could get to play Terence Crawford.
Why, he switches?
Unbelievably.
So, Henry, ¿tú peleas de los dos lados?
Que sí, yo me cambio a las dos manos, sí.
¿Y cuándo tú decides cambiarte?
Dependiendo cómo vaya el ritmo de la pelea. A veces cuando siento que me están llegando muchos golpes, yo me cambio a ver si el boxeador, yo peleándole a la otra mano, puede ser que se sienta más incómodo o puede hacer que yo me lo encuentre más cómodo. Y ahí yo decido cambiar.
So he was just explaining that he's ambidextrous, like Terence Crawford.
Ambidextrous.
There you go, like Terence Crawford. And that, so I was asking him, when does he decide to switch? And he said that, obviously it's with the flow of the fight, and it depending on if a fighter is kind of cutting the distance, then he might change the stance to, kind of offset that. But you wanted to ask him, Francis?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask. I've been sitting here, I've been trying to find my flow to get in and ask a question, but I think it's the perfect time for me to ask. Other than my world famous question.
Elbow, man.
I know. Use the elbow, he said.
Oh, yeah, I know. La Bazooka, where'd that name come from? Like, how did that name come about? Can you tell the people?
Can you translate that for him?
Ness, can you translate that, please?
Oh my, yo, hey Ken, let me explain. So lo que está pasando es que tú estás sonriéndote tanto que yo estoy pensando que tú lo estás entendiendo. So él te está preguntando de dónde sale el nombre La Bazooka.
Bueno, no, yo real me río porque yo tengo el live aquí también en mi teléfono y veo la gente que me apoyan, que están comentando y cosas, porque yo compartí en mi historia de WhatsApp el link para que la gente entrara.
Oh, gracias.
Entonces han ido entrando y están comentando y por eso me río, pero el nombre de La Bazooka viene de parte de mi papá. Mi papá es un ex boxeador también, ex entrenador. Mi papá falleció, entonces él desde niño me puso ese nombre, al igual a mi hermano. Los dos usamos el mismo apodo y de ahí surge, sí.
So, tu papá fue que te dio el nombre.
Sí, exacto. Me parece que era él que lo usaba cuando era boxeador y luego nos lo puso a nosotros y yo subí con ese nombre y así mismo nos hemos quedado.
Wow, so tu papá peleaba también.
Sí, él primero fue boxeador, luego fue entrenador. Te dije ahorita que él fue quien, como quien dice, hizo a Javier Fortuna.
Yo no entendí eso cuando me lo contaste, ¿no? Pero sí, yo estoy hablando con un amigo mío. Yo estoy hablando con un amigo mío por WhatsApp ahora de la romana, se llama Rubio. Y yo le mandé la foto tuya para ver. Yo dije, ¿tú conoces a Henry? Porque él es de la romana. Y él me está contando lo mismo, que tú y Javier son así. So anyway, dame traducir. So basically he said that the name The Bazooka comes from his father, who was a professional fighter as well. And his father turned into a trainer. And his father's the one that started Javier Fortuna's career. I didn't even hear that when he first told us. So the name Bazooka is his father's nickname. And they both use it. Not only does Henry use it, but his brother uses it as well, who's off obviously in Colombia trying to go to the Olympics. So that is official, man. Shout out to that.
All right. Can I ask my question? I was going to ask my world famous questions that are going through boxing right now. And Mr. Porter, I want to ask yourself, and I'm going to call you La Bazooka, man, because I just like the way that sounds. But Mr. Porter, when you're doing a big fight with your son, Shawn, right, what would be your pre-fight meal? And what would be your post-fight guilty pleasure? Like, I got to have it after the fight's over.
For me or for Shawn?
No, for you, sir. For you, sir.
I don't eat on fight day.
What? The whole day?
I don't eat.
Not even like power bars.
I don't eat on fight
Can you
day.
explain to us why? Is there a science behind it? Is there a science behind it, sir?
When I was boxing, I did some dumb shit. I didn't have very educated trainers. I didn't have people that really gave me nutritional information and things like that. So I used to fight on an empty stomach. And I used to go in and fight, and when I fought in tough man contests, I fight 5 times in one night and never eat anything that day. Dumbest thing ever that I once I found out how much, information I was lacking in education, I was lacking in that kind of stuff. But it's carried over to the professional ranks. I don't eat on the day of a weigh-in. I don't eat on a fight.
Damn, you don't even eat after the weigh-in?
No.
So you going 48 hours with no food, Friday and Saturday?
I fast all the time. It's not really 48 hours. It's more like 24.
I mean, I fast all the time, too. I fast every day till about 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, but damn.
What would be that post-fight, like after the fight? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what kind of meal would you have? Or what would you have to as a celebration to yourself for, you know what I'm saying, the whole training camp and the whole fight week?
That's not really something that sticks out off the top of my head. But, I mean, like, if I'm eating what I want to eat, it's probably filet mignon, shrimp, mashed potatoes, sauteed spinach at Mastro's, on the ocean, that kind of thing. And the dessert actually gets up off the table and walks away. So you know what I'm talking about.
I love it. And for La Bazooka, Ness, can you translate that for me, please?
You want to know. So él quiere saber antes de tu pelea, qué es lo que tú comes antes de entrar al ring y después de la pelea, cuál es la comida que tú tienes que tener obligatoriamente, como que es eso que tengo que comer después que salga la pelea.
Bueno, realmente aquí en todo, el manager es el que se encarga de todo eso. Él es el que me busca la comida, él es el que sabe que yo tengo que comer. Yo le pregunto, coach, ¿qué como? Él me dice, esto, esto y esto, prepara una ensalada, prepara un burrito de ensalada, con jamón, queso, con esto. A veces me pone en la mesa, él es el que mayormente se encarga de eso. Él me ha ido enseñando, luego entonces ya lo haría yo.
Y antes en Santo Domingo, o sea, en la República, ¿cómo era? Porque ahora tú estás viviendo con él, eso es un poco diferente.
No, tú sabes, en Santo Domingo uno comía de todo porque tú sabes cómo es.
Okay, dame traducir. So basically, he said right now, you know, Ken, his manager's in charge of everything right now. So, you know, Ken tells him what to eat. He'll go make what to eat. So I'm like, well, you know, that's now because you live in with Ken. So how was it when you were in DR? You know, what would you? He was like, shit, when I was in DR, you know, we eat whatever when we out there. You know what I'm saying? So I told you, it ain't no joke, man. There's no, it's hard to stay disciplined out there. Like the best thing you did is bring him over there, you know, take him out the country.
He got off the plane. I weighed him that night. He was 162 pounds. Today he's 144.
And that said 30 days ago.
Less than, give or take. Yeah. He got off the plane. And now he can't stop looking at himself in the mirror.
So dejaste de comer mangú.
Me quitan el plátano power.
Diablo. Yo, you don't wait, Ken. Ken. You ain't giving them no plátanos. You ain't giving them no plantains.
Hace como 4 días yo estaba hablando con mi hermano y me dijo, loco, ¿cómo es la comida allá? Y yo le dije, bueno, papá, yo voy para un mes aquí, yo no he visto arroz, habichuela y pollo.
Ay, Dios mío, no me diga. Ken, man, why you got my boy? Yo, what's up, man? He said,
what are you saying?
He said you took away the plantains, man. You ain't giving them no plátanos. Yo, I thought, so what, is that too carb heavy? I thought that's a vegetable.
I didn't take away the plantains on purpose. I'm quite sure that, you know, if he had said, hey, coach, can I have a plantain today? With the way his weight came down, he could have one. Oh,
man, you got to get him some plantain. He said that he been there 30 days. He ain't seen no rice and beans. Yo, oh, my God. No, because us Latinos, man, we grow up rice and beans, chicken, rice and beans, meat, rice and beans.
So easy. Just taking that out of his diet.
Wow. Él dice, hold on, let me translate for him. So él dice que por eso que tú estás rebajando, porque fue tan fácil nada más sacarle el arroz y tú bajas en peso, pero que él dice que los plátanos tú los puedes tener, tú lo que tienes que pedirlo, que parece que tú no lo has pedido todavía.
Ya, no, pero realmente con lo que yo he comido, yo me siento nítido, porque yo le decía a mi hermano, yo estoy de pinga, brother, porque en el trabajo doy todo y no me estoy cansando, nada. Cuando yo hacía este peso allá en Santo Domingo, que yo me sentía en 150 ya por ahí, yo me sentía medio ya raro. Y ahora yo no paso de 46, 47, cuando termino en 45, 44, 40 y así. Y me siento, pregúntale al coach, como yo trabajo diario.
Wow. So, voy a traducir. So basically he's saying that, yeah, you know, you're right, that he physically, his body feels, you know, elite to him, basically. He's saying that, you know, he's working harder, he's working longer, and then when he's done with his workout, he'll get on the scale, he's 144 or something like that. So, you know, he does understand. But I'm pretty sure he didn't know he could get them plátanos. So hook him up with a plátano at least.
Say a couple things, because I'm at 6%.
Yeah, no, definitely, man. Thank you for your time.
Definitely.
I don't want to be the guy, and this happens all the time with guys. Guys talk about how talented somebody is, how talented this guy is, how talented that guy is.
Yeah.
So I want to take that out of the equation of the conversation that I'm having, especially where he's concerned. I'm going to use the word ability.
Mm-hmm.
I believe he has the ability to be special.
Okay.
I believe he has the ability to do things at 135, 140, and finish his career at 147 pounds. But there's so many things that have to happen from the time that we've started to the point where we get to that, high level, that he's got to learn along the way. That is, again, walking on that tightrope, But the ability is there. He has, the ability to do a lot of different things. And the other guys that I'm working with right now who are here, Marcus Davis, his brother Marcel Davis, very interesting when you consider a guy at 140 pounds, 6 feet tall. Very interesting when you look at his brother, 6'1", left-handed at 135 pounds. And already won a National Golden Glove championship. So that's not a fluke. Malik Montgomery, 10-0 with 10 knockouts at this time right now, who finished second to Teofimo Lopez in the Olympic trials. And when Malik won his last fight a little more than a week ago, I posted a picture, and the first person that liked it was Teofimo Lopez himself. And now his brother being here, 2-0, and getting him back on track. The future's bright for all of these guys. And
what changed their mind though? Like, what changed their mind to have that many fighters at once? Because you went from one to now, like, that's like 5 or 6 at one time.
It's actually more than that. It's like about 8 guys. What actually happened, which the shortest version I'm gonna give you is this. Everything that I'm doing or everything that I've done is a blessing from God. So I firmly believe those things. I don't jump up and down and say these things all the time for people to hear. It's just innate things that I have within myself that I believe in. So I lost my brother when I was 4 years old.
Oh, wow.
He was killed when I was 4 years old. And that happened, a long time ago, and I've never overcome that. When I, at a young age, started having kids at 19 and 20 years of age, I took on the responsibility of being a single father, but didn't really realize that what I was doing, which is something I had always done, was I was taking on the responsibility of taking care of my brother. So now God has blessed me with 2 brothers from the DR, 2 brothers from Kansas City, and 2 brothers from Macon, Georgia. That doesn't happen just by luck. I believe it's a blessing, right? Mm-hmm. I believe it's truly a blessing that these guys have each other, and now a blessing that they're now with me. And I said it to Shawn today. I said, God has blessed me with all his brothers. Will you look at this? And he said, yeah, I understand, right? And he understands that. So that's what happened. It wasn't just luck. It wasn't just, me looking for fighters or anything like this. This is something that God wants me to do. I believe that. And I'm doing it for the right reasons. There's no other reason for me to do this. Without getting into any details, Ness, there's nothing I need from boxing.
Mm-hmm.
I've got everything that I'm supposed to have, anything that I was supposed to do. I couldn't get any better. Shawn bought a house, I guess, his first house, he moved out when he was 28. So he bought a house like 3.5, 4 years ago. And that's only a half a mile away from me. And I said, Shawn, why you buy a house so close to me? I thought it'd be cool to buy a house close to you like that. Okay. A year ago in December, he sends me a text message. He said, come to this address. I walk out of my house. I'm like, this dude probably bought another house. And so I hit the GPS, and the house is right across the street from me. So now I can look out of this window right here and see Shawn's house. He bought another house right across the street from me. I couldn't get any better than that.
Yeah.
People say, what do you want when you grow up? I want a wife and kids and all these different things like that in a little house with the picket fence. And no, I couldn't get it any better than my little G-man, my grandsons, being able to ride their little bikes over here or me walk my dogs across the street to them. And then now, again, God has blessed me with him and his brother and the 2 brothers from Kansas City and the 2 brothers from Macon, Georgia. That's not luck, brother. That's a blessing. And so I fight for these kids because that's what I have to do, because that's what got me through the loss that I could never replace. That's what got me to where I'm at right now today.
Quick question for Hendrik, real quick. Hendrik, translated as this is from Richard D. What do you think of Elvis, Rodriguez, and Rosario, Jason Rosario?
Quieren preguntar, el público está preguntando qué tú piensas sobre Jason Rosario y Elvis Rodríguez.
Que yo pienso, esos son mis colegas dominicanos durísimos que han demostrado que en República Dominicana están los mejores prospectos y los mejores boxeadores del mundo. Ahora viene una nueva ola y ellos han sido los que han estado ahí, pero ahora viene una nueva ola detrás de ellos a seguir haciendo lo que ellos están haciendo, una excelente representación a nuestro país con el corazón, ¿entiendes? Como lo que somos, verdaderos dominicanos.
He says that, Elvis and Jason Rosario are obviously, his countrymates and some fantastic fighters that have come before him, and that right now it's a new wave, and it's a new wave of talent. But first he said, the Jason and Elvis have proven that the Dominican Republic can produce some elite prospects. But right now, a new wave of fighters are coming, and, they're going to show, the same thing that Elvis and Jason shown. They're coming behind them with their own skills and talents, and, they want to demonstrate that to the world. And I'm definitely happy, man. He's in good hands, man. It's the first thing I told him. I'm glad that, he's with a guy like you that can take care of him, man.
Yeah, take a look at the amateur record. He actually fought Rodriguez, I believe, what I was told by him and some other people that looked it up, 5 times. He got 2 out of the 5 victories.
¿Tú peleaste con Elvis 5 veces?
Sí, con Elvis Rodríguez, después de nosotros ser compañeros, luego nos enfrentamos, 5 veces. Donde él me ganó 3 y yo le gané 2.
¿A qué peso?
En 140.
Oh, wow. So he did fight Elvis 5 times in amateurs at 140. Elvis won 3 and he won 2. Right. ¿En cuánto tiempo? ¿Eso eran sobre muchos años o como 5 peleas en cuánto tiempo?
Bueno, la primera pelea la echamos en el 2016. En el 2016 echamos 2. En el 2017 echamos 2 también. Y en el 2018, ya cuando él se iba al boxeo profesional, ahí fue que él me ganó la última. Él me ganó las 2 primeras, luego yo le gané las 2 segundas, y luego él me ganó la última y se fue al profesional.
¡Diablo! ¡Damn! Tú tenías que sentirte bien ganándole las dos siguientes así, después que él te ganó 2 veces. So basically...
Pero ese tigre fue que en verdad me hizo a mí un hombre real, porque cuando él me había ganado esas 2 peleas, ya había sido por medalla de oro en 2 competencias buenas en Dominicana, y yo decía, mielquina, Dios mío, y qué lo que, y me sentí en baja así, porque yo siempre era un ganador, yo donde quiera que iba rompía, pero entonces ya en esa categoría, ese era como el stop mío, cada vez que salía con él, pan, me ganaba. Yo dije, pero ven acá, entonces cuando le gané la primera, fue en una Copa Romana Internacional. Le gané la primera. La segunda se la gané en una Copa Independencia Internacional también. Y ya yo me sentía nítido, porque yo estaba trabajando, era para él, nada más yo trabajaba para él, porque a todos los otros yo me lo ganaba.
Damn.
Phone's dying.
Yeah, déme cortarte que parece que él se va a cerrar el teléfono. It looks like the phone is gonna die, so let me just translate. Basically, Okay.
Oh, the audio went bad. Yeah.
So basically, he said that in 2016 was the first time he confronted Elvis Rodriguez, and he fought him twice in 2016, and Elvis beat him twice. So those were two big tournaments. They were medals, gold medal tournaments, right? So he said that Elvis is basically the dude that made him a man, because every time he said, yo, before Elvis, he was getting everywhere and he was just doing his thing. You know, he was dominating. And then he ran into Elvis the first time and Elvis beat him. So then, you know, he got back on the bike and he made it back to another tournament, dominating again, and then Elvis derailed him again back to back. So, you know, he felt like, you know, depressed and, you know, kind of freaking mad, right? So he got...
Ahí está.
Javier está mirando.
Saludo, mi hermano, se te quiere, bro.
Yeah, Javier's watching the live. I just got the text too, and he must have commented. So Javier Fortuna's watching. So yeah, so he said that you know, he got back on the bike and got you know, training again and went to another tournament, and guess who was there? Fucking Elvis now for the third time. So he fights Elvis and he beats him finally. So now he's like, yes, he's feeling high on himself. He goes to another tournament and fights Elvis again and beats him again. So, you know, he's got 2 up on Elvis. So, but Elvis also has 2 wins, but he got the last 2 wins. You know, it's kind of over once you beat a dude twice back to back, especially if the rematch. So then he says, oh shit, look, Javier in the building. Javier, dímelo, de lo mío. So he says, you know, that right before Elvis turned pro, they threw the fight at him again, and Elvis got the last one and turned pro on him. But Elvis is the one that made him a man, he said, man, you know. But he's still inspired by him. Henry, man, gracias por la entrevista y su tiempo, mano. Obviamente vamos a estar chequeando su carrera y siguiendo atrás de ti y apoyándote y haciéndote entrevistas cada rato, mano. Tienes que ir practicando en el inglés ya.
Sí, estamos trabajando el inglés y gracias de verdad, brother, también por la oportunidad. Vamos a ir dando lo mejor de nosotros en cada momento, en cada instante. El 1 de mayo vamos a hacer el debut en grande, vamos a dar lo mejor de nosotros en esa y en toda. En esa vamos, como es la primera, vamos como si fuera por un título mundial. Como recuerdo ahora mismo, me decía mi hermano Javier Fortuna ahí, me decía, en tu debut tienes que hacerlo muy fuera un título mundial, papá, ve con todo. Y así es que lo vamos a hacer y así es que nos vamos a mantener hasta lograr el éxito, el sueño, la meta, todo, que es llegar a ser campeón del mundo.
Amen. Vamos a estar ahí. Well, Ken, man, we ain't going to keep you, man. Thank you for getting him on the show, man. I'm very excited. Sure. Yo, fucking Andy Ruiz is having this pay-per-view, and I'm an Andy fan, but I think I'm going to scratch it, man. I'm going to have to meet you in Miami, man, because I'm out here in Florida now.
No, man. Come on, Ness, man. You can do that one thing we did a long time ago, man. Come on out. You know how I did it.
I'm going to come out, man. I'm going to come out. No, but I mean, you fighting in Miami, though, May 1st, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, Miami.
Yeah. I think I'm going to have to because, you know, Andy got the pay-per-view. I wanted to be there to support that, you know what I mean? It's his first pay-per-view, and I would love to see him in Wilder. So if we support Andy, we probably get the Wilder fight with Andy. But I got to
do what's best for you. We just getting started, but you know how I do it. So
yeah,
it's gonna be working.
I'm gonna hit you, man. We gonna definitely connect. I got to get behind this kid, man. I didn't even know he knows. Look, Javier, he knows Javier. I text my other boy from La Romana. Rubio knows him. Man Rubio, when I text him, Ken, he told. I said, yo, you know anything about Henry Martinez? He said, that's the type of kid you bet the house on. That's what he told me. That's the text say. So, Henry, yo lo que le estaba diciendo, que un amigo mío de la Romana, que se llama Rubio, él me dijo que cuando yo le mandé tu foto, Iván, él me dijo, no, que él te conocía, pero que él me dijo que tú eres el tipo de persona, o sea, tipo de peleador, que uno tiene que botar la casa en ti. So, vamos a ver, ojalá que es verdad lo que me estén diciendo ahí, para yo,
no,
tú sabes.
Yo muero en la raya, no sé quién es Rubio, pero tal vez me ha visto peleando, pero yo muero en la raya. Y a eso es que vamos a demostrarlo en cada instante, de verdad. Ustedes van a seguir mi carrera y ustedes van a estar viendo
Claro, claro. Bueno, tiene ¿cómo se dice en español? Social media, sociales, redales, alguna mierda así. ¿Cómo se dice?
Redes sociales.
Redes
claro,
sociales. ¿Cómo se dice? A mí, ¿cuál es tu Instagram?
Me pueden buscar en Instagram, Endry Cedeño Martínez, con H al empezar, Endry Cedeño Martínez.
Oh, H. Oh, yo te estoy persiguiendo ya.
Yeah.
Ya. Dame mandar tu mensaje para que tú sepas quién soy yo. Te dije yo en español. Dame ahora, se lo voy a demostrar a la gente porque también te persigue.
Sí, para que me sigan y que me apoyen ahí.
All right, I'm screen sharing his Instagram, ladies and gents. It's Hendrix Martinez, as you can see it up here. And you see him right there next to Shawn. Let me go ahead and get some likes here. Oh, he's tall. Wow. Holy smokes. He's taller, way taller than Shawn.
I'm gonna send you a couple of video clips on the WhatsApp. I want you to give me a comment, tell me what you think.
For sure. Wow, he's man, Shawn is a little hefty. My man Shawn Dazn. I ain't never seen Shawn Dazn look that big. Oh. Shawn.
He came back from Puerto Rico like that. I said, "What'd you do? Sit in the room and eat all day?" He said, "Yeah."
Yo, so he uses the knuckle guards over the gloves to keep the laces hidden?
Yeah, you know, a lot of guys like to put tape on it, but when he buys new gloves and he has them, you know, custom gloves, he don't want the sticky stuff all over the gloves.
No, I get it.
So he use a wristband or he use that.
Okay. So damn,
I'm about videos. Make sure you tell me what you think. Some thoughts back on it.
Nah, definitely, man. Definitely. Thank you once again, Ken and Hendry. Gracias. Till the next time. Yo, he's huge, man. No wonder he fought Elvis. Yo, he looks just as big as Elvis. Oh, I'm locked in, man.
Yes, we are.
So who's the? Hold on, Ken. Hold on. Who's this dude with the dreads? He's got a Cuban flag on him. Hendry,
That's my Cuban fighter. We call him Cuba. His name is Aragon.
Okay.
He's 18 years old. He's only got 9 amateur fights, and he's in here rocking out with these pros. He's got a lot of potential, but potential means he hasn't done anything yet, but he's got a lot of potential.
Ken, send me the other guy's Instagram, all right? When you get off, just tag me through WhatsApp. Just put their Insta so I can follow them.
Got it. I will.
All right, brother. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Porter.
Thank you, bro.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
Gracias, mi hermano. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, I was trying to ask you, La Raza, is he not Dominican or am I messing that up?
What do you mean? La Raza just means the race. La Raza
I know. I think there's a fighter. Isn't there a Dominican fighter with that nickname?
Oh, no. La Salsa, you talking about, or La Zara. You talking about
La Zara.
You talking about the undefeated kid. Yeah. Damn.
To ask him, but I couldn't remember his name. What's his name? What's his first name?
His name,
I'm looking at, I'm spelling it wrong. No wonder why I didn't find it.
I can't remember his name right now, bruh. I know him. I know exactly who you're talking about. I be talking about him. I can't remember his name right now. Hendry, de lo mío. He's in the chat. That's what's up. Hendry, ¿cómo se llama la Sara? ¿El la Sara o la salsa? El dominicano que yo creo que pelea en la 100.
I remember his name, man.
Damn, yo, I think he is 140 because he was gonna fight Rolly.
He was. I can't remember his.
Yo creo que él pelea a las 140. Él estaba supuesto tener una pelea con Rolly. No, right? It was Rolly who was supposed to take that fight.
Broner.
Yeah. That's Broner. Right.
I just can't remember his name right now. It's bugging me, man. You don't know it?
Nah, I can't remember it. It's not coming to me.
Man. Jesus, I'm looking on BoxRec, but
homie's big, bro.
Yeah, he's big.
That's crazy. They're gonna try and get it. Look, he's way taller than Ken. They're gonna get him to 135. Lord.
He'd be a monster at 135, man.
Oh man, he already working with Larry Wade. Damn.
You already know
Yo,
that
life
going.
changed for him, man. You don't even understand the difference of being over there and over here, like living wise. Like, yeah, it's cool to vacation, man. It's cool to vacation. It's different to live.
Come from a third world country. I know.
Look, you
I
see
wish
this
some
one?
of our Jamaican
This
fighters
one
would
right
get
here,
that.
next up. This one next up. I've been in
Michelle Rivera. That's who it is. Michelle Rivera, man.
Michelle Rivera, yeah. This
Yeah, I wanna
Dominican
ask
right here, though. This Dominican I'm screen sharing right now. He need to see. I ain't interview him yet. That's why his name say Machine and shit. But I used to be in the same gym with him at Jersey Boys. He a little beast too. He on the Dominican national team or something like that, or Olympic team. He next up. He began it in with Chris Colbert and all I'm telling you, I've been knowing this kid for like 5-6 years already. But you know, everybody got them Olympic.
If you got some work with him,
see,
man.
look at him right here. Look at him right here. This one next up too. We got him scheduled. Rajon Chance, I think we got him scheduled Monday. He already 4-0. He's also out my old gym. And then this War Machine right here. He's next. I told you this the Dominican kid. And then obviously you see Chris. Chris got the mean mug. Bruh, this even, you know, if Doomy was here, this Doomy boy, he's from Doomy old gym in the Rec Center in Elizabeth. I don't know his name, though. But anyway.
Like that?
That's,
I wanted to know if he sparred with Michelle Rivera, man. I'm sitting here like, what is his name? Anyways, but that's beside the point, man. Shout out to him getting that opportunity. Anybody coming from a third world country, man, getting an opportunity like that is always amazing and great. So shout out to him, and I hope he makes the best of it. And as it looks of it, he's happy, and there's nothing like a happy fighter.
Word.
There's nothing like a happy fighter.
Yeah, man. We've been on for a minute. Let me see.
Who's on the line?
It was a lot of people on the line. I'm actually hoping they dropped off, man. It's about to be 11. I ain't even eat, bruh. Fucking starving.
It's about to be what time? Holy Lord.
It's 11 o'clock, man. This shit just flew past me. I ain't even know. I mean, man, what up? You gone? You fell asleep? All right, know what I mean. Anybody on Blog Talk want to rock out James, JT, and my Gene, but let me know. Let me know. If not,
Jack Martinez too is also Dominican.
Yeah, Jackson. All right, we got James Payne in the building.
James Payne is my name, partner, how about you? Standing on my property and I'm gonna see about you. If I come out on my porch, I see you chilling in your wheel. Boy, I hope you know somebody better be waiting on the bitch. James Payne, baby, see me pissing on the post. If we're playing basketball, you might see me in the post.
TVV, another great episode. The interviews were amazing. I really enjoyed them. I really enjoyed their perspective and their insight. For Mr. Robert Garcia and the Dominican fight, I can't remember his name right now, but I want to say
Hendry Martinez.
Martinez, yeah, Hendry Martinez. Muchas gracias para ¿cómo se dice conversación en español?
No, you just said. That's how you said conversation.
Conversación. Hey, muchas gracias para tu conversación en Boxing Voice podcast. I'm trying to say thank them. Trying to thank them in Spanish. I'm trying to practice my Spanish.
You doing good.
So you know what I'm saying. So that's pretty much it, man. I know we're getting late, so you.
For sure. JT, you rocking out or you just listening?
Yeah, I'm. Hey, you don't have to play my intro, Nuts. Yeah, I heard Kenny. I heard Kenny Porter on. I was working with the boys in the garage. Actually, like I'm a big fan of Shawn Porter and Kenny Porter. I like their I like their family. You know, their dad and son relationship. I like how Shawn is inside the ring, outside the ring. He a warrior. He got that dog in him. He don't mind. He don't duck no smoke. So I was just listening to him and supporting Shawn. I hope Shawn get those fights that he want with Errol, because that was a close fight. Even though I was rooting for Errol, and Shawn made me start rooting for him. How people start hating on him, but I just hope he get his good fights. That's my goal with my boys. So shout out to TVV.
Shout out, champ. I can't wait, man. I can't wait. You imagine we be interviewing JT 10 years from now. How old was The biggest one was what? 100 pounds. How old was that? Your oldest one, JT?
They both not look. They both 9 years old. The biggest one is about to be 10 in August. Like I said, he got his first fight coming up. He fighting a dude that got a few fights. But the kid's still novice. My youngest one, the middle one that's 9, he fighting a kid with 8 fights for his first fight. So I mean,
what?
You know, yeah, that's
Why?
how
Why you
it works.
putting him in so tough?
Man, he tough, man. He was in that sparring the 12-year-old. I didn't know the kid was 12. The kid had 16 fights. He was open. He ranked in the world, and
Bruh,
I let him work. I let him work with him, and I had to tell the kid to open up because I wasn't impressed.
Yeah, but why you don't? But remember that the amateurs is political, man. You that 8-0 with the kid 8-0, or he just got 8 fights.
No, he got 8 fights, Ness. I mean, and right now it's not about the wins because it's novice. It's about the experience.
But don't they go on the record?
It go on the record. But I mean, if you plan on having your kid plan on having almost 100 to 200, 150 fights, I mean, a few losses ain't gonna be nothing. And to be honest with you, I don't even know the kid. The woman called me last night, and I'm like, we gonna take the fight. That's the only fight they had. I know he can handle it. It's not he ain't gonna just get beat up. I know that for a fact because he got the dog in him. So I mean, it's just gonna be experience. And actually, I think he might beat the kid. But I'll call you and let you update y'all after this weekend and see how it went.
Yeah, keep me posted, man. Prayers out. Best of luck, man.
Who else out there? Let us know. Yo, go ahead and smash that thumbs up button, man. Tonight was a crazy one, man. We brought a lot of dope guests on the show, give some insight, and you know what I'm saying, we introduced you to a new fighter that you must pay attention to.
Word, yo, we man, I'm on my shit again, man. I'm scheduling, man. So keep an eye on Patreon so you can definitely ask all our guests a question. Tomorrow, Jamarcus Polane, or I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, sparring partner for Dillian White. Then we got boxing trainer Josh Paulette. He's going to be training Aaron Carter, R&B singer, to take on basketball superstar Lamar Odom. Then Thursday, we got just in, hot off the table, Jorge Linares, who's taking on Devin Haney. I just locked that in for 8 o'clock. Doomy just needs to be here to translate. Friday, I'm working overtime. We got morning show with Khalil Cole, just signed the Matchroom. Shout out to New Jersey. Stand the fuck up. I can't even believe I'm doing this so long. I'm starting to see dudes that I was in the gym with, like, yo, kids turning, like, yo, I just wish I had a son that was fucking in boxing. The way these kids, Khalil signed the Matchroom, bro. That's huge, man. So shout out to Khalil Cole, man. All my dudes is turning, too. And Khalil Cole is the dude that I was telling y'all, like, bro, this dude is so good. And he just disappeared off social media. I think he got locked up. And then, boom, I'm like, yo, I think he did got locked up because he finally came back on social media and he was posting shit like, I'm just came home. So that means off of just getting locked up, they still signed his ass. And I hope he's going to tell us a story.
Man.
Check the text messages. Punch Drunk, what up, baby? Shout out to you, man. Because I kept it 100, fams. I seen you post a video of Hendry, doing the Erickson Lubin. And after that is when I got put on him. And, shout out to you, man, for interviewing him and putting it out there, man. Salute. Yeah, let me see. PBC, what up?
Mr. PBC, baby.
BoxingVoice.com. I'm the flyest. Canelo talking about he believes he can win. Go to my kitchen. Get the sharpest knife and cut the bullshit up. I don't care what you do good. I do every fucking thing great.
Mr. PBC, baby.
Yo. Shout out to me for hooking you up, Ness.
What you hooked me up?
I'm playing. Man, that was dope. Kenny Porter got on. Sean Porter got on. Hopefully, Sean Porter can really get on. Like I said, man, and I don't put that name out there, Michael McKeeson, because I like him. I mean, I want to see him get beat. I mean, the way he was tripping Congo around the ring, I definitely want to see, someone get dog him since he was dogging Congo. Shout out to Robert Garcia. He knows Canelo can't deal with Floyd, don't matter what age. Shout out to Billy Joe Sanders. And beautiful show, man. We'll talk.
Yo, you know, Robert said that he loses because he's gonna be too old now.
I mean, Canelo was too young. Floyd's too old. He was old then, wasn't he?
I guess. And you ain't no ringer, right?
I'm a ringer.
It ain't update on my end. You better make sure.
But you better make sure, because I know I make sure. I mean, I'm a ringer. I'm 15. I'll pay 15.
That ain't no ringer. But I'm going to keep it moving. Yo, Mr. PBC, he be getting slick. But, yo, that's everybody. Thank God, because I haven't eaten. And I went for like a 10-mile bike ride.
Hold on. You changed the ringer?
Bro,
to 35 or something?
Ringer always been 35, Boomerang 40, man. Get out
God
of here.
Damn, nigga.
Get out of here, man. Get out of here, man. Yo, so let me get through my interviews, man. I got hella guests on. We working. We getting some big names on the show. We stopped on Thursday. Thursday, we got Jorge Linares. Friday morning, we got Khalil Cole. And then we doing a special Friday 3 p.m. show with heavyweight Odova Violin. And then we got a Friday 5 p.m. Unguarded with Mission Impossible, who's fighting on Border Wars 11. Monday, we got Rajan Chance. Tuesday, nobody. Wednesday, next week, Wednesday, Magdomed Kurabanov. Remember Kurabanov? We had him on the show, and now he's fighting Liam Smith. So we get him back on the show. And that's it.
That's it, yo.
Today's guest was all spontaneous. I was just like, yo, Ken, what you doing? Yo, Rob, what you doing? Yo, and Robert, Robert's always invited me to the gym. I've never gone because the Cali trip.
You waiting for me,
I
that's
am
why.
waiting for you, dog. When you coming down? When you come down, we gonna do that. When you come down, we gonna fucking bust a move to Cali and smoke with fucking Rob. I'ma spar Mikey little ass. Mikey don't want no smoke with me, man. What's going on? Watch.
Yo, Punch not available. You should have jumped him on for a few minutes, give him his little
I told Punch, man, jump on. I'll be sending him the link. I told anytime, man. He know it, man. All he got to do is raise the hand. I'm throwing the link at him, but not today because I'm out.
You talking about your motherland, a lot of fighters out there. So
I know. But is you available, Punch? Because I send you this link. It's 11 o'clock. Francis trying to get that overtime. He clocking in. He like, yo.
Like you, I love what I do. I didn't even look at the time, bro. Like, I'm sitting here, you said it's 11 o'clock. I said, what?
11 o'clock, bro. That's it. I ain't working them all, man.
And I didn't even look at the clock, bro. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, I love what I do, man. Like, boxing, you can't beat it, man. It's such a beautiful sport. Brings everybody together, man. And while y'all out there, man, go ahead and smash that thumbs up button and subscribe button. By next week, for sure, we're going to have a final date on the 3-on-3 basketball tournament. So keep it locked. We're going to drop that date next week. We're going to have tons of unguardeds that we're going to get popping, as well as all the other dope guests that we're going to have on the show. I mean, the show's going to be loaded, a lot of content. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody that part of TBV, man. Border Wars, Get in the Ring and Swing. Border Wars 11. You know what I'm saying? Down there in Watertown, Wisconsin, man. Oh, my God. At the bar. It's going to be live streamed by BPE Network. 4,500 people in the building, indoor and outdoor. So if you like to drink, you can get your drink from the bar. If you like to smoke, you can go outside and let it happen. You understand? I'm excited. I can't wait for y'all to be in the building. And if you can't be in the building, just click it, man. You will be in the building. You dig? Don't let that go over your head. Shout out to you, and to you, everybody out there, man. Appreciate y'all.
Peace. Yo, I think we missed mad super chats. Let me go through these.
You can't leave them behind.
I ain't. Listen, man. I'm a hustler, man. I'm a hustler, homie. I'm a hustler. I'm a hustler, homie. All right, let's see what we got here. We're going to take it from the titty top. From the top of the titty. Alexander Wilson. Oh, yeah, we definitely didn't read this. He said, for the finale of Shameless, Showtime put out the viewership numbers for the linear and digital platforms. Why are they not doing it for boxing? Because it ain't working in they
favor.
It ain't working in their favor, Champy. But let me see here. We got.
Let me see. No dead air.
Chauncey, we did that. Juarez, we did that. Boston Jarrett, we did that. Marcus Robert Johnson. Hope the TBV community is doing well. When do tickets typically go on sale for Border Wars events? My people's blowing me up already. Laugh out loud. Shaking my head. Much love. Glove emoji. Love. I actually hit up Adrian. He should have hit you up already. And then we asked that other one to Robert. Then Mad Bent said, TBV, stop, drop, and roll, please. Why? Because we on fire? I hope that's what that means.
No, that's because we on fire. You only stop and drop and roll when you're on fire. What you stop, drop, and roll for otherwise?
Thank you, brother. Richard D says they're Hall of Famer fighters at 147, but Shawn and EJ are real-time legends. Yeah, I agree. Macworld just sending some love. Shout out to Macworld. And Richard said we asked that one already. So that's everything, man. That's GTO, Instagram, and Twitter. Catch us mañana morning. We rocking, we working. Shout out to Francis. Always working. We here. Peace.
You know what it is, man. Next up, Sports Talk, The Weigh in Boxing on IG, and The Weigh in on YouTube. Check me out. Peace and love, y'all.